Tuskers have marched through the premier UFL season under the guidance of quarterback Brooks Bollinger. California Redwoods are led by league-leading running back Corey Ross. They'd like to spoil the Tuskers' perfect season. They meet tonight in their regular season finale in San Francisco. We're in beautiful San Francisco this evening at AT&T Park. This is the UFL on Versus presented by Men's Warehouse. It's the Florida Tuskers taking on the California Redwoods. Take a look at the standings. Florida and Las Vegas in next week's championship game. California would love to finish at the 500 mark. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims, along with Doug Flutie. Glad you could join us as we look at a Florida Tusker team that has one simple goal. They want to go unbeaten in the premier season here in the UFL.
Talk about bragging rights. First year of a league and go undefeated. That's what they're shooting for. But more importantly, next week is a championship game. Coach Jim Haslett wants his team playing at their peak. They have not played their best football as of late.
No, they have not. The California Redwoods, they had a chance to get in a championship game next week with a win last week. Didn't get it done, but they are improving.
Definitely improving. They are the most improved team from the beginning of this year on. The bottom line is Shane Boyd, a quarterback, has to get it done for them. Last week in the fourth quarter, he played his tail off to give his team a chance to win that ball game, but some crucial mistakes cut it short.
Really hurt him. Florida has really featured a lot of balance both on offense and on defense.
You know, they have, and I look at their defense first, they have the most experienced secondary in this league by far. Unbelievable secondary, led by Fakir Brown at corner, a guy that may be playing in that other league next year. Offensively, Brooks Bollinger, quarterback, has done a great job of bringing this whole group together, distributing the ball, making plays. They are a good football team top to bottom.
California, it all begins and ends with Corey Russ. He has the longest pass reception and the longest run from scrimmage. He's going to be a tough guy to stop.
He carries the load for them, no doubt about it. And as you say, in the pass game as well. He is going to be missing his starting fullback tonight, but Corey Ross makes his team go. He had a crucial fumble last week. He had a phenomenal game, fumbled the ball in the 1 yard. He's the guy that makes this offense go.
We are closing in on the opening kickoff, the regular season finale for these two teams. And inside the respective locker rooms, final preparations going on. We'll be back with the kickoff, Florida against California, right after this. The United Football League on Versus is presented by StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. By Motorola. By Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. And by GameWare. Look like a pro. Play like a pro.
Show those guys today it's going to be our day. We got to get after it hard. We got to get a pound of flesh. We have to be able to establish the run before we make some big plays in the pass game. We have to shut down the run game. When we go man, guys, you got to cover your guy. If you're in man, stay on your man. Don't give him anything cheap.
All right, you've done a good job up to this point. Let's go. From the get-go, from the start, first drive, offense, get the ball, let's score a touchdown. Defense, if you're on the field, stop them. You know what we're doing to start the game, right? Yep. We're kicking off. Let's go get it. Let's go, guys. Bring it up. Here we go. Let's go, man. Let's go, bro. How fast, man? How fast, now? Need everyone in this room. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Well, some of the insights on what's happening here at AT&T Park in beautiful San Francisco. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie, along with Anita Marks and Cordell Stewart. And the guys in their final stages before the kickoff. Let's send it down the sidelines to Anita Marks.
Absolutely. Doug and Dave standing here with the leading wide receiver for the UFL, and that is Tay Biddle. A hectic week for you. Orlando here in San Francisco. Then you head to Las Vegas for the championship game next Friday. How do you stay focused on the job at hand, and that's beating the California Redwoods?
I mean, I think it's just keeping in mind what you came here for in the first place. Your original goal and your original set of rules and stuff. So I feel like the hectic week actually makes it better for us to play through different situations.
Now, I had a chance to talk to head coach of the Redwoods, Denny Green. He said the way you beat the Florida Tuskers is to shut down Tay Biddle. Besides blowing up your head a little bit too much, is there a corner over there that can actually cover you?
I mean,
be honest.
I don't know. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that they don't happen like that. So that's how I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to go no other way with that.
You got it. Hey, let's send it over to the opposite sideline where we have maybe the second or third best quarterback on our broadcasting team, Cordell Stewart.
Thank you, Anita. I'm standing here with Redwood's quarterback, Shane Boyd. Shane, last week you guys had an opportunity to come away with a victory, but came up short with a fumble in the red zone. How devastating was that for you all?
It was devastating, but it's a chance to bounce back. We got another opportunity, another game to play. It's just a blessing to be out here, put a football helmet on, put some pads on, and try at it again.
This is your second week to have the opportunity to start. Are you in the comfort zone right now?
Yeah, I've been comfortable. I always practice like I'm the starter, and I always make sure I carry myself like the starter. So I'm just excited to have this opportunity once again to play, to be the man on the center, and to go out there and just do God's glory.
That being said, will you have the opportunity? If you have the opportunity, will you come back and play next year?
Oh yeah, I mean I love the game of football. Whether I'm blessed to be back in the NFL or this great league of the UFL, as long as I'm able to play football, I love it.
Thank you. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Cordell, our sideline report is brought to you by AOL Fan House. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Denny Green. A couple of veteran coaches here in this contest. Denny trying to finish at 3-3, and Jim Haslett, tell you what, he has done an outstanding job with this ball club. And hot rumors, his name associated with some potential openings in the NFL. We'll have more on that later. Here's Parker Douglas. He's going to get us started. Willie Andrews is deep to get it for Florida. And here we go, the regular season finale for both of these teams. Andrews runs up and gets it. 15-yard line, gets some room. 30, 35, 37-yard line. So a nice return by Willie Andrews. And that tackle made by Marcus McClinton. Brooks Bollinger, what a year he's having. 1,306 yards, 13 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions.
It's been the model of consistency from day one. Nothing spectacular. It's not like he's bombing it down the field, making huge plays all over the place. It's just been consistent football for Brooks.
Our guy, 31's our guy.
Strong year. 68% completion. Going to throw, and a quick slant, and it works. They get into California territory, and that goes to Tay Biddle. First down for Florida. Men's Warehouse bringing you the starting lineups. Men's Warehouse, the official outfitter of the UFL's broadcasting. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. Here's your offensive line, the backs and receivers. Biddle already off to a good start with that first catch. Gets him in California territory at the 47. Gonna run it. And big yardage. Tatum Bell, sideline, flag on the play. Touchdown, Florida.
I didn't show you, man.
87, 11.
So it looks like
the third.
they're going to walk them back. That's a 47-yard TD
Offense,
run being
number
brought
11.
back by a hold
10-yard
on Marcus
penalty.
Maxwell. Tough break.
Repeat first down.
Boy, Anthony Davis, number 66, pulling from left to right, makes a great block. Opens it up for Bell. Bell takes off, but Maxwell, the wide receiver in front of him, just holds on a bit. Put his hand. All he called probably was the left hand on the back, but he did not grab him. I wouldn't call that a hold.
Almost incidental contact, so that brings it back to the 40-yard line.
They call if your hand gets outside the jersey and up on the shoulder or onto the back, they're going to call it. But he didn't grab anybody.
2 wides to the left, 1 right. Bollinger, quick slant. They go to the guy who committed the foul. That gets him back in the game. Marcus Maxwell. That's an 18-yard pickup. First down, Florida. Brought down by Brendan Harrison. Out of Stanford, number 27. For California, their forward wall, Chris Cooper, their best defensive lineman, got thrown out of last week's game. And he's back tonight. There are your linebackers, Thomas, Ezekiel, and Baldwin. And in the secondary, Prude, Herbert, Harrison, and Patrick. Florida on the move. Tatum Bell looking to cut it back against the green. Ran into Ronnie Prude. No gain on that play. Denny Green's defense came up big on that one. Here's a look at tonight's game plan for the Florida Tuskers.
Yeah. Well, they've been coming out the slow starts of late, and that is something that they wanted to rectify last week. Still haven't gotten that done, although they do play consistent football. Contain Corey Ross, key their offense, and don't look ahead to next week's championship game. Focus on today.
Michael Pittman in at fullback. Fake the draw, deep drop. Bollinger time. Got a man down there. A little bit too far. for Tay Biddle. Ronnie Prude covering on that corner pattern. Tay Biddle had a great year.
Great job by Prude, keeping outside leverage. He knew he had a free safety in the middle, so he kept his outside leverage and just ran with Tay Biddle to the corner. I'll tell you what, Brooks has come out sharp, though. He has stuck a couple of slant right routes right into tight windows. Just looks great from the start.
13 touchdowns, 2 picks. And generally, this is about the third time we've seen Florida. Been in great rhythm. Offensive line giving him a lot of time, as the case right here. Although it's knocked down. Nice job by Jason Parker. Raised up to get it. Jason, 6'3" out of Arizona, with Kansas City most recently, and that's going to bring on field goal unit, Matt Bryant.
You know, this is the best way to stop the short passing game. It's tough to cover all the shorter routes and the timing routes, but if a D lineman gets his hands up and bats a ball down, there's nothing the quarterback can do about it. Just a nice job of awareness there by Parker.
This field goal attempt brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. 41-yard attempt, Matt Bryant. This would match his season long. Well stroked, plenty of distance, and it's good. So the Tuskers, they had a touchdown taken off the board because of a holding penalty. They'll settle for 3. And the Tuskers, the #1 team of the UFL, off to a good start here in San Francisco. It's 3-0 Florida. We're back with more right after this. Matt Bryant has Florida on the board with a 41-yard field goal, matching his season best. 3-0 as we take a look at this drive summary brought to you by Tidal Electro Energy Drink. Tidal, thirst for it. Matt Bryant, veteran of the Pro Football Wars, kicking up to B.J. Sams, and it would have been 7-0 except for a hold. Good start by Florida, Doug. 16 and 17-yard passes, and a 47-yard TD pass called back by the hold.
Absolutely. They came out and established it right away.
Onside kick. And Florida has recovered. It's been that kind of a year. They were very aggressive. Good job by Quentin Culberson to come up with that onside kick.
In our open, in the locker room, you heard Haslett say, okay, you know what we're doing. And he was referring to that onside kick, although he was hoping to have to kick off first. Florida received first and didn't get the opportunity till now. Perfectly executed.
Caught it on the fly. Al Roberts, a special teams coach. Very excited about that play, and beautifully done. Nice little chip shot by Matt Bryant. Florida, great starting position. There's Al.
Look at 7.
49-yard line for Florida Tuskers.
That's one way to stop Corey Ross.
Sure enough, don't let him touch it. Don't let him get on the field. Deep drop. Bollinger had it knocked down. And it's intercepted. It's intercepted. Jason Stewart, the man to beat. Touchdown, California. 42 yards on the return. It's the second consecutive pass batted down by Brooks Bollinger.
Telling you, that's the best defense for a short passing game, is to get your hands up. And it's always the lineman that doesn't get to the quarterback. He has to pull up. A lot of times you don't get that penetration, although there's a pretty good push there right in his face. This is from a good pass rush and getting in his face. And it's Stewart running with the ball. Carrington with the tip. Number 96, Paul Carrington, was the guy that came in and got the deflection.
How about that? Extra point brought to you by StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. And how about that? The extra point, Parker Douglas. It's good, and a quick turn of events here at AT&T Park. So just when it looked like California couldn't have been more down in the dumps, they give up a 3, give up the onside kick. They get a tip ball to one of the big fellas, Jason Stewart. He's out of Fresno State. He goes all the way, 42 yards for the touchdown. It's 7-3 California. Big Jason Stewart just rumbled 42 yards with a deflected ball, and it gives California a 7-3 lead. Last time these two clubs met, Florida scored 27, the first 27 points. Different story here tonight.
Felt that way coming out. I mean, 3 quick ones, an onside kick, great field position, but it's the defense of California that comes up with the big play.
Willie Andrews back to get this kick. Parker Douglas. Andrews will take it about the 6. Finds a hole. Doug Gabriel turns him back into some help, but another solid return by Willie Andrews gets it up close to the 40-yard line. We have our own Stewart, Cordell Stewart. He speaks with Jason Stewart about that tremendous touchdown.
How you doing, Stu?
Man, I'm feeling good, man.
Hey, first time ever scoring a touchdown?
No.
No?
That's my first. I scored in the arena, scored in high school. That was it.
Well, I saw you had some high knee action going on. Who taught you that technique?
Hey, man, I watched a lot of John Rondo, a lot of these wide receivers. Hey, if they can do it, I hope I can do it, man. I might be 330, but I can still move.
Got a good last name, so congratulations, Stu.
That is some work. 6'1", 320 out of Fresno State. Here's Tatum Bell trying to get outside. Picks up 1. Well, that's some emotional surge. Turns Melton on the tackle. Bollinger now. What's that do for a quarterback? He's had his last couple of passes batted down.
You know, you shake your head at it. It does disrupt your confidence because you feel like your rhythm, you're reading things well and seeing the guys open, and the ball's getting deflected at the line of scrimmage, and you have no control over that. So that does get frustrating.
Touchdown called back. Onside kick, tip ball for touchdown. Heck of a start. 45-yard line. Pick up 5. Carried by Tatum Bell. Jerome Carter.
Nope. It was this defense that carried him last week against Vegas and almost won that game for him. Played a fantastic game. Held Vegas to a lot of field goals. They've been playing well.
Liam Ezekiel, the middle linebacker. Out of Northeastern, played Nashville and Chicago in arena football. Here's a 3rd and 4. Launch a deep drop, doesn't get it knocked down, completes it, and Tate Biddle had a first down and took it away from himself. He's going to be 1.5 yards shy. Maurice Crum, the linebacker, took him down, but Biddle, if he goes north-south, he's got the first down.
Absolutely. If he pivots back to the middle of the field with this ball, he sits it down, nice read verse zone, sits down, Brooks comes down to him, get up the field, you were right at it. He was about 1/2 yard shy of the marker when he caught the ball. He lost 1 yard or 2, and they're punting.
Todd Sauerbrunn, veteran punter, averaging 36.1 per season, 36.1 per punt. Matt Overton's a long snapper. This high sailing punt, fair catch signal made by B.J. Sams at about the 17-yard line. A 37-yard punt, 4-2-7 hang time on that punt. So Shane Boyd, our first look at him this evening. 27-year-old out of the University of Kentucky. He's got just 1 TD, 4 picks on the season. He's completed 58% of his passes.
The thing about Shane is he is a competitor. I mean, he has very good mobility, can run with the football, buy himself some time, throws the ball very hard, though. He needs to develop that touch a little bit.
One of the things that Denny Green talked about the other day in our conversation. Drive starting at the 18-yard line. Here's Corey Ross, likes to bounce it back the other way, keeps it up the middle. And it's interesting, in our conversation with Fakir Brown, he said it's murder trying to find Corey Ross because he's so doggone little at 5'6". Picks up 5 on that one. Starting lineups being presented by Men's Warehouse, the official outfitter of the UFL's broadcast team. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. There's your offensive line. Mike Mabry anchors in the middle. Corey Ross, we talked a lot about him. They like Nate Lowry. And Sonny Shackelford, the team leader with 15 catches.
It's like mugs, Steve.
Ross met in a hole by Tim McGarrigle, the middle linebacker. Nice play by Tim, number 59. Odell Thurman there as well.
What happened to those?
Defensively for Florida, Claude Roden, he has been really something up front in that plug in the middle of the D-line. Linebackers, we talked about McGarrigle. Thurman's the leading tackler.
Right.
And Culberson made a big play in the first series, and it's a good secondary led by Fakir Brown. Third down play. Boyd. Doug talked about his ability to run. He's got the first down and more. And he'll take it out of bounds. Got some nice blocks in there. Wide receivers did a nice job. Picks up 8 yards. Take take a look at tonight's game plan for the California Redwoods.
Well, looking at the Redwoods, we just wanted to focus on the main players, and that's Corey Ross. Obviously, running the football is a big part of their game. Nate Lowry, he is a phenomenal tight end. He has a chance to maybe jump over to that other league. And Dontaris Thomas is an exceptional linebacker. Great agility. We've seen him make athletic play after athletic play.
Out of the eye. Play fake. Boyd, nice throw, nice catch. 50-yard line. That's a first down. Nate Lowry, 8th catch of the year, is out of Yale University. First down, California. Brought down by Quentin Culberson. And that's a 16-yard pickup.
Actually puts a little touch on this ball, up and over. See that, the release point going upward, lays it up and over. Beautiful throw, nice route by Lowry. Double clutch the catch, but he did catch the ball. There was no doubt about that.
Nate looking for his first touchdown. It's his 8th catch of this season.
That touch is something that comes with time, and he's starting to feel for it.
From the 29, play fake again. A nice defensive play in there by Dwan Tribble. Tribble could not be out quick by Shane Boyd. That's an 11-yard loss, and that's sacked by Tribble, presented by AOL Fanhouse.
Watch him coming from the bottom, 27, coming off the edge. In this pass protection, you cannot block a secondary blitz off the strong side on that waggle action, where it's a play action and half roll. And usually you need a sight adjust or to be motioning someone across his face to get away with it.
Sets up a second down and 18.
Coming around.
Blitz, screen, and it well thought out. And Corey Ross, though, there's a good defensive play by Tim McGarrigle, the middle linebacker, who runs down Ross and picks up 8. McGarrigle, good angle, good speed.
Florida's bringing secondary blitzes from everywhere. They're just going to line up, and if their responsibility blocks, they blitz. So they could get caught in a coverage where you're supposed to be covering someone and you think he's blocking, you blitz, the guy releases, and it turns into a big play. But Florida, Hazlitt's dialed up some exotics the last couple of weeks. Exotic blitzes.
He's really proud of the two. And every time we talk to him, he always has that little smile and says, well, we got something for him this week. 3rd down and 12. Boyd stepping up, guns this one, incomplete. Tribble got the line of sight of the receiver. And you can see Joe West saying, hey, take it upfield. On a 4th and 12, Denny Green's ball club's going to have to punt.
He had no chance there. Tribble played underneath the route. He had help over the top by Willie Andrews coming over. It was almost like a flat-out double coverage on the receiver, and did not have a chance of completing that pass.
Adam Gressel out of Pitt to punt to Willie Andrews.
Good job pushing on the
6:30 to go here in the first quarter. Florida's got a 41-yard field goal from Matt Bryant. Jason Stewart, a defensive tackle, with 42 yards with a tip ball interception. Put California on top. Line drive, Andrews from the 14 finds a hole right up the middle, and he's got one man to beat. He's picking up some help. He's got a chance to take it all away. Gressel's the last man, and he does get him at the 19-yard line. What a return by Willie Andrews. That's a season best 68 yards. So that low line drive kick, only 3.3 seconds hang time. He really set it up nicely for Willie Andrews.
Willie's going to get mad at my Boston College boy, Dwan Tribble here. He breaks through and up into the open field. He has Tribble out in front. Tribble decides, I'm not going to worry about the punter. I'm going to turn back. And all of a sudden, the punter makes the tackle on him. And he will not hear the end of that.
The horse collar tackler, 3 flags all over the field. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal. But you're right. He's not going to hear the end of that. Yo, dude, you had the kicker to block. How'd you block him?
Well, back in his NFL days, he had a kick return against the Dolphins for a touchdown. So he can break it to the house. And to see that relationship, I think Tribble just thought, hey, he's sitting in the middle. I'm not going to worry about the punter. All right, he's a punter. He's not making a tackle. I'm going to peel back. And
well, tip of the cap to Adam Gressel.
Great job by Gressel.
Didn't quit.
And, you know, we went with the horse collar to make sure of the tackle. You know, it went half the distance.
It really doesn't help the cause. First and goal inside the 10. We're in the Motorola red zone. Bollinger back to throw. Looking right. Back shoulder throw. In the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, he looked like he was in. And they're saying he's out at about the 4-inch line. Tay Biddle. It looked like he knocked the pylon down. I thought he was in.
What are we doing?
Beat Ronnie Prude.
Ronnie Prude has good coverage on the play. Watch the back shoulder. Brooks sees it all the way, decides he's going to go back shoulder with throw. Great catch through the arm of Prude, and that's going to be reviewed. Well, it depends on where the ball is when his foot hits the pylon. Well, they ran a quick play anyway.
And they're in for the score. So the Florida Tuskers retake the lead at 9-7. Florida found themselves in the Motorola red zone, introducing Motorola Clique with Moto Blur, the first phone with social skills, available exclusively at T-Mobile.
They just line up quickly, give the fullback Pinnock right up the middle, sticks his nose in there and gets into the end zone. But, you know, the play before, even though his foot hit the pylon, you have to have the ball across the goal line. So it's where the ball is when that foot hits the pylon. From our vantage point, we still thought he was in.
Yes, sir. One that counted was down on the field, extra point. Bryant is up and good. Second lead change of this ball game. And Florida now with a 10-7 lead. That was a good-looking series highlighted by the punt return, which was fabulous by Willie Andrews, and it went for 68 yards. It's 10-7 Florida. Welcome back, everybody. It's a 10-7 lead for Florida, and when these two clubs met back on October 22nd, Jim Haslett's Tuskers, or did they have their way with the Redwoods? After scoreless first quarter, Florida explodes for 27 unanswered points, Doug.
Yeah, you said a scoreless first quarter, and then they dominated the game, and that's what we've been accustomed to out of this Florida team. They've come out the gate today rolling. They marched it right down the field, got the field goal, an onside kick. The one negative play, the interception return for a touchdown, but the second they got their hands on the ball again, it's down the field we go. So it doesn't bode well for California that Florida has come out good offensively.
Bollinger threw for 232 and 2 touchdowns in that 34-7 win. Here's Bryant on the approach. Here we go. Onside kick again. And it's successful. He got his hands on it and he bobbled it. And recovered again by Florida. Jim Haslett pulling out all the stops tonight.
Where's Bill Belichick? Is he running? He's calling these 4th and 2 in his own end. He doesn't care. Haslett's just 2 onside kicks.
Patrick Chikora with that recovery.
You said go for it back to back.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I didn't even know. I thought
It's best that you didn't look.
Oh, I love it. Hey, Coach, you said go for it back to back.
I told you before the game.
When it comes time to pull the trigger, though, people tighten up. He said go for it. I'm going for it, and I'm doing it.
I didn't even know he was doing it on that time. That's great. That is something else. And I like what Al Roberts said. Hey, I told you it was going to come. Come on.
How about Al Roberts? 2 onside kicks, got them both, and a punt return so far. And we're nowhere near the end of the first quarter.
Special teams coach. He's got a right to smile, and rest assured, Jim Fossil, coach, I know you and your staff have taken note of those 2 onside kicks for next week's championship game.
He's giving them some things to prepare for.
Florida with the ball, toss play, Tatum Bell, nice running room, picks up about 6. Brought down by Roderick Green, number 95.
Time of possession is going to look ugly. I tell you what, the California touches the ball and they intercept the pass and return it for a touchdown. So there's 0 time of possession there. And then offensively, Florida's had the ball off of 2 onside kicks.
So California's had the ball for all of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. We've got 4:52 remaining here in the first quarter. From the 45-yard line. 3rd and 3. Bollinger. throw was too low for Michael Pittman, who was covered out there by a linebacker. With really good pressure. Maurice Crum out there.
Yeah.
So a 4th and 3, and given how this first quarter has played out, I would be well aware of a fake punt.
They're not
Just
even going
for
to
the
worry
heck
about
of it.
They're not even going to worry about that. It's 4th and 3. We're going for it. We're on your side. We were trying for a shovel pass there. Got disrupted by penetration, and Brooks held onto the ball, drifted out, and tried to throw it as a pass.
So they go with double tight ends.
Yeah.
And a cluster near side of the wide receivers. They send Maxwell to the right. Hollinger, 3-step drop. Man there. No! Fine defensive play. Maurice Crum in front of Jermaine Wiggins. And Florida's turned away. They went for it. 4th and 3. Right at midfield. Holding a 10-7 lead. And it's a good thing because if Wiggins had been able to catch and run, he might have been able to do even further damage. It's a 3-point Florida lead. Tonight's UFL game is presented by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. Let's go down the sidelines and Anita Marks.
Special teams coach Al Brooks. Al Roberts. What a night so far. Special teams has been keeping this team in the game. 2 successful onside kicks, and Willie Andrews with a great punt return.
We're excited about playing. We're trying to make sure that we stay excited. We're already in the playoffs. We beat these guys once before, and so it's really a lot of effort to keep the guys pumped up and going. We've already packed for Las Vegas, so we've got to get these guys on top of the game.
You've already packed for Las Vegas. I thought maybe you'd save this for Las Vegas. Any more surprises we can expect tonight, Coach?
We're going to continue to play. We're going to continue to play. We don't know. We're going to continue to play. If they give us the things we're looking for, we'll take them.
Fantastic.
So until then, we'll just go ahead and play.
Exciting so far. Good luck. Back to you guys.
All right, Anita, thank you. Boy, soft hands, and Doug Gabriel's got a catch. Look, he fought that all the way.
Gabriel made the play on the ball where Tribble couldn't find the ball and lost his balance, and then Gabriel, it's a flat-out drop. Just relax your hands and catch the ball. As we would say, hey, way to bat it down. Nice job. Yeah. So we'll give him to the defense. That's why guys are defensive backs, because they can't catch. If you're a receiver, it's because you got that speed and you can catch. Come on. He had a great game last week. Yeah.
10 catches on the season. Boyd back to throw. Zips one. He's got a man there. That's a catch and a flag as well. Sonny Shackelford with the catch. It's a first down to the 35 of Florida. That's a 21-yard gain, but let's see what the flag's about.
Good job. Good job.
Shane Boyd turned that one loose.
Well, he can throw the fast.
Shackelford pulls it in.
Illegal contact, number 45 of the defense. That penalty's declined. First down.
Get your soft ass on side.
Going back to the last drop, Gabriel had real soft hands last week. Caught the ball extremely well. Listen, watch him drill this one in there to Shackelford. Boom. Right on the numbers. And that was a tight window. That was Fakir Brown in the coverage. He was only open by a step.
So they beat their best defensive back. Now here's California with a strong challenge from the 35. Boyd with time. He's going to run it. Going to get out of bounds. Nice gain. Picked up about 7 yards. Run out of bounds by Chikora and Thurman. Well, Chikora's number 56. Odell Thurman's number 52.
That's the key to this offense now. They run the ball, and they run the play-action pass and use Shane Boyd on the corner on the naked bootlegs and do whatever they can. They are not going to win a game just dropping back and throwing the football.
Corey Ross, 2 carries, just 6 yards. Here's a carry up the middle for a couple. They had to get to the 25 for the first down. It's going to be about 2 yards short. 2-yard gain. Corey Ross, when he was at the University of Nebraska, 2-time offensive MVP.
QB sneak right here.
And this year for California, he's got 2 100-yard rushing games. But a big fumble late in last week's game. So, he's been stoked for tonight's contest. See if California can finish at 500. He gets a call here. Hard running, spin. It's going to be close, and I'm looking at the mark. Linesman, he's well short. Tim McGarrigle, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
Go for it.
Can't. It's a 3-10.
All right, go for it. Let's go. Fourth down. Let's go. Not the ass out of there.
Is Eddie Green going to go for it?
Cranking it up. Going after both coaches, being very aggressive. Why not?
Double fuck that.
He's trying to prove a point that we can beat the best team in this league and still play good football. Let's go win it.
And now a timeout is called. And it's called by the Redwoods. So that'll leave them with 2 times out remaining. With all the success the Florida Tuskers have had here in this premier season of the UFL, and what is happening in Buffalo, it's not good at all in the NFL. Jim Haslett played at Buffalo, coached at Buffalo, so naturally his name has come up in conversation. And we talked to Anita Marks, talked to Jim about the fact that his name is being thrown around and being considered for that Buffalo Bills job.
That's kind of hearsay. I've really been having fun doing this, and I'm enjoying myself, and we got a couple more games to go, and I'm just really concentrating on this and trying to win all these games if we can, and then figure out what I got to do in the future. So but right now, really, we're just having fun, and we're going to try to go out and win tonight, and then get in the championship game and have some fun doing that.
Well, Jim Haslett certainly has got plenty of experience. Buffalo, New Orleans, St. Louis, been around, been a D coordinator. Pittsburgh, he's got a terrific resume.
You know, he's very familiar with the Buffalo situation and what's going on up there, and he wants to put himself in a positive position. They decide to go for the field goal here.
Parker Douglas for 44 yards. Snap placement. Hit really well, and it is good. We got a time ball game. Parker Douglas 6 for 9 on the season, and that 44-yarder matches his season best. Big fireworks here in San Francisco.
But going back to Haslett, coming into this season, he went out, recruited talent, got a team together that he thought could be dominant. And, we talk about the players looking to prove themselves and go to the NFL. Haslett came into this situation the same way. He wanted to surround himself with talent. He makes no bones about it. He wanted to go undefeated. He wants to go undefeated. He wants to do it in a very impressive way, which he has done throughout this year. And I think if you look at the coaching top to bottom in this league, it's been fantastic. Top quality. And he has done an exceptional job with this team.
Coming up next week, time to crown a champion in the UFL's premier season. Get your tickets to the very first UFL championship game. Jim Haslett's Florida Tuskers battle Jim Fossil's Las Vegas Locos. Coming up next Friday, November 27th, Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas at 12 noon Pacific. To get your tickets online, go to unlvtickets.com or call 702-739-3267. Do it today. Don't forget you can pick up those tickets to the final regular season game tomorrow night. That's the New York Sentinels against the Locos. That's also at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Parker Douglas kicking off to Willie Andrews. Good kick, driving him back 5 yards deep, and he's going to keep it right there. That's a good thought coming from that deep. Boy, Andrews has had a good game here. Sean Williams told him, hey, keep it right there. You're all right. We'll take the ball to 20.
But Willie was feeling good after the punter. He wanted that. He wanted to come out.
10-10 ball game. 6 plays, 29 yards, and 158. Get the first tie of the ball game here tonight.
Brooks has thrown the ball well, though the numbers don't reflect it at 4 for 9 and an interception.
Handoff. Good burst by Michael Pittman. Picks up 4. But he's had brought down by Brandon Harrison.
He's had a couple balls batted down at the line of scrimmage, which have caused that interception and caused the 4 for 9 completion percentage.
Florida on the board first, 3-0. 41-yard field goal by Bryant. Jason Stewart, who scored a touchdown for California on a 42-yard deflected pass interception. He's injured right now. That made it 7-3 California. Florida with Pennick, a 1-yard run, takes a 10-7 lead. Now California's just tied it at 10-10.
Just joking that maybe he's still tired from the run and wants a little time off.
It's like some dental issues.
Yeah, popped in the mouth.
Hold on.
Make sure gets that taken care of. UFL fans, the UFL wants your input. for its premier season year-end awards. Be a part of history and cast your vote at UFL-football.com for the UFL's Motorola Season MVP and Men's Warehouse Coach of the Year.
5-5's our guy. 5-5's our guy.
Florida starting. And there's contact made, and he knew it too. So A.J. Shable just joining the team
defense,
over the last few
contact
days.
number 94. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Dave
Remains
Kataya.
second down.
Dave Kataya is the referee tonight.
You know, he's right over the center, over the ball, and you wonder how that can happen because listen to this, the cadence. A veteran quarterback in Bollinger pulls them off, get yourself in second short situation. Here's a play where you can go play action. You can do just about anything you want here at 2nd and 1.
Shable played his college ball at South Dakota. Pittman breaks a tackle by Shable. Picks up a few, picks up about 3. Jason Parker finishes him off.
Well, we had Jermaine Wiggins coming in motion there and wham blocking like we saw last week, and I think Pittman might have missed the hole. How's that look? How are we doing? Wow. cut his lip shaven.
For his sake,
watch the wham back coming left to right. Here comes the wham. He should have stayed back to the right, I assume, on the play and misread the block.
Good enough to set up the first down. Archer back to throw, pretty good time. Nice throw and catch. Marcus Maxwell on the reception, right in front of Robert Herbert.
Another quick rhythm pass, and like I say, on these quick rhythm passes, you got to get your hands up on the D line and get those tip balls that California has. Maxwell did a great job on this route, though. He was very patient. He's a physical receiver. He sold it a little bit upfield before coming underneath the defensive back, Herbert, who's an exceptional DB.
Bollinger 5 for 10, 61 yards and an interception. The draw to Pittman. Turns it upfield. Oh, boy, did he lay a punishing blow. Maurice Crum was there, 8 yards on the gain. Really good hard running by Michael Pittman out of Fresno State.
And that was the same play that they scored the touchdown on and had to call back, what we call a jab-o because it's out of gun. It's a pulling guard play where Anthony Davis is pulling left to right, and again made a great block up the field. So he's the athlete of the offensive line.
15 minutes. Complete here in San Francisco. Beautiful AT&T Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. We have a good football game going on here. Tuskers and the Redwoods tied at 10-10. Second quarter action coming up right after this. The United Football League One Versus is presented by AOL Fan House. Your sports live here. By USI, Protect, Manage, Grow. By the Children's Miracle Network. And by Levi Water. Better water, better planet. We're at beautiful AT&T Park. There's a couple of the regulars here at 24 Willie Mays Plaza in San Francisco. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie. And you're a Redwood fan coming down from one of the national parks.
That's a little bit of an effort to bring that into the ballpark.
Yeah. He's not exactly going totally green. Play fake, Bollinger. Flush steps up. A shovel to Pittman, and Pittman runs himself into a shorter gain than he had anticipated. Does pick up the first down to the 44. Brendan Harrison and Maurice Cromer there to make the stop. We mentioned Willie Mays, 24 Willie Mays Plaza. Doug and I had the opportunity to go down and speak with Willie. He was in the ballpark. What a thrill to see. Easily, for my money, the greatest baseball player ever. I had the pleasure of seeing him as a kid.
You watched him growing up. I saw highlights, and I absolutely love him. Love him stealing home.
Higgs, best.
Scoring from second on a ground ball.
First down. Here's Bollinger to throw. And a sideline pattern, and the receiver and defender totally hooked up. Ronnie Prude tied up with Tate Biddle. Here's Willie Mays' retired number 24, and here's Denny Green.
Enjoying it?
Got any players out your seat?
They're back there somewhere. That's for sure. You look great. Look like $1 million.
Willie Mays, 78 years old last May 6th. Danny Green paying homage to a Hall of Famer, 660 career home runs. Injured player, we'll find out and see how Anthony Davis is when we return. A 10-10 score here in San Francisco. Anthony Davis being tended to on the sideline. He's out of Virginia Tech. He's replaced in the ballgame by Fred Matua from Southern Cal. Hopefully Anthony's not injured too seriously. 10-10 score. It's like Wiggins is confused, and now all kinds of movement, and a timeout was called by Florida. Massive confusion.
Florida.
So Florida,
first charge timeout of the half,
and California both turned times out.
Stay tight.
Well, they had double motion there going, and obviously one guy was incorrect, but then you can reset. Go reset. Brooks was trying to get him to line up and then send the guy in motion, but they still couldn't get it coordinated.
Florida Tuskers special teams have excelled tonight with the onside kick. Perfectly executed. That was the first one. Culbertson, and then how about this return on the punt? Willie Andrews had one man to beat. 27 Tribble looked the wrong way, and then another onside kick. Bobbled and then still recovered by Florida. Culbertson almost had 2 recoveries of onside kicks. Al Roberts, a special teams coach. His unit having a night. Stretch play going left side to Tatum. Ooh, good fill. Good fill. Ray Bass, number 22. Boy, that was it. Also there is Dominic Patrick, Liam Ezekiel. 3 yards on the gain.
You know, you can block everyone at the point of attack usually, but the secondary, sometimes the receiver has to get in there, but here was a rolled up corner, a corner play in the flat area, so the receiver had to block the corner. It was safety fill. Bass came flying up and made a big hit.
21-yard line, 2nd and 7. Slant, it's there. First down. Tay Biddle. They've been giving up a lot of that. Beat Robert Herbert, 11 yards on the gain.
Biddle and Maxwell are big receivers, and they get that big body inside. It's a good target for a quarterback on a slant route. And I feel like the defenders for California are playing more outside technique. The slants are there. They can't beat them up the field. They're not beating them on the outside, but they've been killing them on the slants.
4 catches for Biddle. Leads the team in catches, yards, and yards per catch. Pittman, and he gets inside the 10 to about the 6. Roderick Green.
I was there, though.
Trying to get the play call there from Gruden, but we couldn't hear him.
Jay Gruden, offensive coordinator. They've been wide open all year.
I'll tell you what, down here, and I said it before, that Jay usually dials up 1 gimme a game for Brooks Bollinger out of just design.
Pittman empties the backfield. Short drop over the middle, man there through his hands. Penalty flag on the play. They run the slant to Biddle on a skinny post. And Dontarius Thomas.
I gotta go find some work.
He looks like he might have been the offending party.
Pass interference defense in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
1st and goal.
They motion to empty. Thomas has inside technique and lets him across his face, grabs him with the left arm and turns the body. It's definite pass interference, no doubt about it. Brooks was trying to wait for him to cross his face.
Pittman gets the carry, cuts it up, he's in, touchdown. Touchdown for Michael Pittman, his 2nd of the year. Florida with a 16-10 lead.
Nice patience by Pittman. Nice patience. Just starts the outside, takes his time, allows for the kick-out blocks. Gets behind his fullback Pinnock. Nice block there, and cuts it north and south.
Good job by Pinnock, lead fullback. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And it's up and good.
We've seen it before, Penna. I've said before, I played with him out in San Diego. We've done their games this year. And he just looks for contact and goes up and sticks his nose in there, 34.
I like they dial it up. Plant that foot, get up through the alley. Hey, Dirk, 17-10, Florida. California with a deficit now, 17-10. 7-point deficit after that 9-play, 80-yard drive. Capped off by Michael Pittman's 1-yard run, his second TD of the season. 2 pass interference penalties against the California team, helping that drive.
Look at all these guys up here now for the kickoff after 2 consecutive onside kicks. They're up nice and tight. They're waiting for that ball to be kicked before they peel back.
There's Bryant. B.J. Sams about the 9. Finds a hole and gets it to the 29-yard line. And the call of the game. Let's listen in on special teams coach Al Roberts.
Hey, Coach, they got a 7-man front now. They got a 7-man front now. 7-man front.
Call of the game being brought to you by Motorola.
They got a 7-man front. They got a 7-man front. Look.
They weren't going to get burned by that again. Shane Boyd on the evening. Quarterback for California, 3 for 5, 43 yards. Lowry, the tight end in motion. And one hops that incomplete. Lowry, the intended receiver. Odell Thurman covering on the play.
You know, Joe West was running a slant route there. He kind of set his feet to throw the slant and then decided to throw the flat. And his feet didn't come with him. And he just threw it into the ground. But Shane's throwing the ball well. He had a deep ball there that should have been a catch by Gabriel and could have been a big play for him. So he's throwing a few nice passes, scrambled a little bit, used his legs. There's not a lot to show for it offensively. The defense scored the touchdown.
Good news, they're only down 7. 112 total yards for Florida, 65 for California. It's Shackelford in motion. Nice catch. This is Shackelford. Shoved out of bounds. They'll give him to the 44-yard line. First down for California. Pickup of 14. Veteran Ricky Manning Jr. Number 20 shoves him out.
Defensive back Willie Andrews came off the edge, came just a fraction late, but Shane drills that ball. Shackelford reaches out and just plucks it out of the air. Great hands. It was not an easy catch.
Nice job by Shackelford putting the ball in the outside arm. Did you see that?
Keep it to the outside towards the boundary.
Out of the eye. Corey Ross gets the call. That's well defensed. Well defensed.
What the fuck?
Coming up, Willie Andrews to make that play. Let's get down to Anita Marks.
Gentlemen, left guard Anthony Davis out with a right knee injury. His return is questionable. A number of players, Jim Haslett, offensive coordinator Jay Gruden, all making their way over to where he's sitting. As you know, this would be a tremendous loss on the game before their championship next Friday in Vegas.
To be sure. The sideline report brought to you by AOL Fan House. For more inside information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Thank you, Anita. Coming up on the 11-minute line. Boyd stepping up and incomplete. He had his man Shackelford at the 42-yard line.
Boy, excellent protection, an open receiver, and this one he's got to develop that touch and lay it in there. He tried to gun it again, throws it low and away. It ends up incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
David Kitai didn't tell us who it was. Let's see on the replay. Boom. Oh, my goodness. No question about that. Boy, Willie Williams, what were you thinking about?
You know, I thought he had all day to throw. He still did. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how is there a roughing the passer? There was no one near him when he threw it. That was a good 2.5 strides.
Slip.
First down play at the 40-yard line.
Come on.
Gabriel makes makes the catch this time inside the 30. That's a first down to the 29. 11 yards on the game. Tribble and Carter bring him down.
Nice little catch by Gabriel. There was one of those funky blitzes that Haslett puts in. Boyd recognizes it. Watch the slant route. Coming inside. He recognizes it. Boom. Hits the slant on the weak side where the defensive end position, which really a linebacker, is running to cover the flat out of that blitz.
Doug Gabriel played in the NFL with Oakland and with New England. Corey Ross. They did a nice job bottling him up. Not a lot of room. Remember we spoke to Fakir Brown, talked about that's not a good sign with Corey Ross limping off. Difficult to find because he's so short at 5'6". It's paramount that you got to stay at home as a defender, particularly on the backside.
Yeah, he's big on the cutback and letting everything flow and run the search and then cut back off the nose. There's a look at John David Washington.
His dad, the Academy Award-winning actor Denzel Washington. John David getting a call. Enjoyed speaking with him, and when you listen to John David Washington, he has the same cadence in his voice as his dad. Tone's not quite the same, but the cadence is almost exact, and he loves football. If he'd been a little taller, he wanted to be a quarterback. He wanted to get back in that pocket, read my progressions, and sling it.
Sling it.
Let it go.
Everybody wants to be a quarterback.
See how difficult it is to find Corey Ross behind Tyler Llewellyn, who's 6'6", Brian Wentz 6'4". It's Gabriel in motion on his 35. And a catch Shackelford inside the 15 to the 9. It'll be a first down for California. 13-yard gain. Tribble and Culberson finally bring him down, but Shackelford having a nice game. His third catch of the evening.
Boy, Ricky Manning Jr. jumps this route. He jumped it, had a good shot at it, and Boyd sticks it in on the back shoulder. Shackelford catch it, turn it upfield. I mean, you can't read this any better than Manning did, but you can't throw it any better than Shane Boyd did.
Well, that fastball got in there. Great hands by Shackelford. First and goal.
9-9.
Just outside the 9. Play fake. Throw short to Lowry, the tight end. He's spun down quickly by Odell Thurman, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, they run the naked bootleg action. Lowry really didn't run a route. The outside route was covered. I think it was more of kind of a deception thing where they're hoping to get the defense to flow with Boyd as he came out on the bootleg and kind of slip it back underneath, but no doing.
Quick. California trying to tie it. Touchdown and an extra point here. 2 lead changes already in this ballgame. Lowry in motion. Slant is there, and it's caught by Doug Gabriel. Touchdown, California. Doug Gabriel with his first TD catch of the season, a 7-yarder from Shane Boyd.
Big physical receivers are great for slant routes. They use their body position and their physical nature coming off the ball to throw defenders off them and get in there on the slant. This was a fastball. He throws this long. Watch it right here. He's going to get up underneath and come in on the slant and slide underneath him. Boom, throw him with that left arm and get underneath. And this was a low fastball that Gabriel caught. It was a tough catch.
Parker Douglas extra point. Ties it at 17. Good looking drive by the California Redwoods. Shane Boyd throwing just the second TD pass of the season. It's a big one. 17 all is the score.
It was nice and flat and got in the end zone. When he kicks that ball nice and flat again, you wait for it, and you get that wedge going to come right out of there again. Well, I'm not upset if the ball goes in the end zone, all that kind of stuff. Be alert for the numbers, 82, and run that thing. We don't care what the score is. We want to get right now, put this ball on a 40, 45, 50-yard line right now. Get out there and call it out. Let's go. Double R5. Let's go.
Very aggressive, very proactive approach by Al Roberts.
Absolutely. And Willie's had one big play on a punt return, and he wants them to just be relaxed and make a play, go get it. When players play loose, they make plays. You know, you can't have blinders on and get uptight. And Willie Andrews has been there before. He's made big plays before in the kicking game. And after having a big one, he expects it to happen again.
A short kick. Andrews gets it on the bounce. Looking for space if he can get outside. I'm laughing because off camera I saw one of the linemen make a run at the kicker.
I saw it.
Did you see that?
Yes. He put his no mas, no mas.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 88. Penalties after this is the goal. Correction, number is 83. After this is the goal. First down.
That'll back up. That'll back up Florida. Here's another look at the TD.
Quick rhythm pass, 1-2-3. Ball is out on the slant. Nice catch by Gabriel. He did a great job of being physical at the line of scrimmage. On the backside, Fakir Brown jumps up and loses his footing. And Joe West beats him on the backside as well. And Fakir's pretty good corner. He reads slants extremely well. If you saw in the beginning of that, Fakir was off. He loves to eye the quarterback and read three-step drop. He is comfortable in press, but it's tougher to cover the slant.
This is the worst starting position for Florida. Just swinging outside. And they get it to Jason Foster. Foster's first touch tonight. It's good for 10 yards and a first down.
Gotta get to the line. Gotta get to the line.
So Foster, brought down by Robert Herbert. Foster, 5'7", out of Georgia Southern. It's his 15th catch.
Actually, I think the problem for Fakir on that slant was they didn't get into the press quick enough and got caught off guard.
Here's a look at possession chart for the Florida Tuskers. So Foster just short of a first down. Second down, inches here. Here's your first down run. They get it to Tatum Bell, who picks up 6. Teams have alternated scores this evening. Florida on the board first, 3-0 and a Bryant 41-yard field goal. Then Jason Stewart, a D tackle, rumbles 42 yards with a deflected pass. Interception, takes it in. Pinnock, a 1-yard run. Makes it 10-7 Florida. Then California ties it with a field goal. Pittman, a 1-yard run for Florida, 17-10. And now Boyd to Gabriel ties it at 17. Coming back to get it is Maxwell. And Maxwell taken out by Ronnie Prude after picking up 8 yards.
It's amazing that it's 17-17 when you look at the Florida team that should be dominant or is undefeated going into this anyway. They've recovered 2 onside kicks and returned a punt for a touchdown, yet it's still a 17-all game, which tells you this California team is much improved.
So we talked about it in the open. They've been on the come the last few weeks. A very disappointing loss last week. Late in that game against Las Vegas, and penalty flags raining. Legal procedure.
Prior to snap, false start offense. Number 69, 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
P.J. Alexander, the veteran right guard, moved too soon. Jim Haslett's team the best in the UFL in this premier season.
Talked about balance in the opening, didn't we, boss? Look at that.
Right on the money. Jay Gruden in the white cap is calling the plays.
My 5-5.
Second and 7 from the 33. Oh, he's wide open. Wide open. Penalty flag on the play. It's a foot race to the corner. Foster taken down at the 5-yard line. But a penalty flag all the way back upfield at the 42-yard line. 62 yards on that gain. They've had one TD called back because
illegal contact, number 31 defense. That penalty's declined. First down.
Robert Herbert burned on that one.
Watch Brooks look to the right, freezes the safety, turns and goes back up the seam. This is old Sluggo's seam that we used to see in the red zone from the Oakland Raiders all the time. You pump that ball the front side. Foster's going up the seam. Brooks knew all along where he wanted to go. Once he saw the coverage, he took his time, was patient, gave a pump fake weak side, and went back up the seam to Foster.
Back into that 63-yard catch, doubling up on the football for Foster. Oh, good run by Tatum Bell down to the 1. Maurice Crum, boy, he lost that battle there. He took the brunt of that. Dominic Patrick was there. But did you see how Foster, when he was in traffic, he doubled up on the ball? You don't see that much anymore.
You protect the football. Here's just Crum. Is that Pinnock carrying it, or is that Tatum Bell? Tatum Bell, I think, up in there. Physical football down the goal. And Crum brings it. We saw him blow up a fullback, knock the helmet off. You talk about a guy. He made plays last week, running plays down from behind. He is active.
Give it to the fullback. He's denied. Denied. Chris Cooper, the D tackle. Out of Nebraska, Omaha. Now penalty flag on the backside of that play. 10 yards off the ball. It's like tension starting to get a little frayed. Motion's getting frayed over there.
Why don't you just follow the ball and something?
Unnecessary roughness on the defense. Unnecessary roughness on the offense. Those penalties offset. The down counts. Third down.
So third down, and the ball is inside the 1-yard line.
Chris Cooper, the best defensive lineman on this California team, got into a little ruckus last week, got himself kicked off on a play where California got a big sack and swung a little momentum in that game.
Subsequently was fined too. Great play fake. Hollinger running. Throwing the back of the end zone. No! Staying with it. It's Dominic Patrick. And that was John Decker out of Princeton, the intended receiver, number 83.
It was a great play fake. That worked with the line and gave him time, but Patrick was not fooled. Stayed with his receiver the entire way. Almost got a face guard type penalty. Face guarding is not a penalty. The contact has to be made that there's no contact involved. Had his back to the ball. Gets dangerous because it's easy to cause pass interference when you're back to the ball.
19-yard attempt for Bryant. He's already hit from 41 yards, and now he is 2 for 2. So you heard Jim Haslett before the game, hey, I want touchdowns, not field goals. Not real pleased with that possession there, but they do have a 20-17 lead. A lot of good eats here at AT&T Park. Nachos, gotta have them. These ladies are having without the jalapenos, as far as we can see, but they are enjoying them immensely. BJ Sims back to get this kick. Send an order up. Order for about what? 8 up here. What do we got? 8, 9? We're good. Here's Bryant on the approach. 20-17 Florida. High pooch kick. 14-yard line is where he begins. He does a good job of holding on to the football. Let's go down to Cordell Stewart. Got a special guest.
I'm here with founder, chairman, and CEO of Men's Warehouse, George Zimmer. George, you have the opportunity to go to a couple games this season. What do you think about the UFL?
Well, as an owner, I'm very happy. I think the team is doing well. Here we are playing an undefeated team, practically even in the first half.
You had the opportunity to go to a couple of games, but yet I have the opportunity to wear your attire sometimes, and so does Dave Sims up top. He had the opportunity to go to 605 on Market Street to go to your Men's Warehouse there a couple of times. What do you think about the attire? Am I fitting the bill?
I like the way you look.
Okay.
I like the way you look.
I appreciate it. Now I have another question to ask. Next year, can you guarantee you'll be with us again next year?
California Redwoods will be back, I guarantee it.
What do you think about the California Redwoods offense?
it's good tonight. This is the best game we've played, I believe.
Yeah, this is one of the teams that's really given them the opportunity and a run at the opportunity of winning the game. So we appreciate your time, Mr. George, and I hope you can stick to your guarantee that you'll be back with us next year.
Shut the fuck up.
Back to you, Dave.
Jesus.
Cordell, thank you, and thank you, George Zimmer.
I like the way you look.
As recognizable a voices there is. Here's Corey Ross. Nice burst. It's inside the 40 to about 36. Odell Thurman brings it down. Gain of 7.
California's doing what they want, running the football, the hard play action, and getting the chunks down the field. Nice completion to Shackelford again off of play action before this, and now they give it to Corey. Nice read, cuts it off the backside again. I believe they block it for the cutback. There's Edwards, 74, pushing the pile and moving it, and Corey just cutting it off of him.
Third time tonight, Florida territory. They had all kinds of problems getting this deep last time. How did he find that room? Corey Ross stays alive. He's inside the 30 to the 29. First down for California, gain of 8 at last meeting. They didn't get into Florida territory until the last minute of the third quarter when they crossed midfield.
But this time he wanted to cut it back, put his foot back in the ground and stayed front side. Corey he's one of those guys who can just cut on a dime. He's limping off right now, though. That's not a good thing, Coach.
Not at all. John David Washington will get plenty of work here tonight. Good, solid backup, according to Denny Green. We've reached the 2-minute warning here at AT&T Park in San Francisco, California. Good ball game. Tuskers 20, Redwood 17. Nothing like that quick tape job by your trainer to get you back into action. Here's how Corey Ross hurt himself.
And makes a nice hard cut, goes back to the right. And Cooper comes from behind and rolls on his ankles, I assume.
There it is, the right ankle. Yeah, good call.
But, you really couldn't tell exactly what happened or how it happened, but obviously it's an ankle injury.
4.3 yards per carry entering tonight's game. He had the longest play of the season through the air and on the ground for California entering tonight. Second down. First and 10, beg your pardon. Here's John David Washington finding some room. Can't break free of that last tackler. Gets to the 24-yard line. At the end of tonight's game, we're going to select the StubHub fan favorite play of the game. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. Last minute 40. Quick. Here in the first half. Stretch it out there for Corey Ross. Keep him warm during the upcoming halftime. Tight end Lowry motion. Boyd looking that way. Slant. Oh, boy, a bullet is caught.
Isaiah.
That is some job. That's Glenn Holt with the catch. An 8-yard gain caught it in front of Fakir Brown.
Again, Fakir Brown covers slants as well as anyone in this league. We saw one down on the goal line where he got his feet crossed up and fell to the ground, but the ball didn't come his way. This one, he's right on his back and a nice throw and catch. Boyd's throwing the ball well. This is an impressive drive.
Boyd 10 of 13, 125 and a touchdown. He's got a first and 10. John David Washington. The 15-yard line, about 2 yards in the game. Timeout called by California. Stops the clock with 43 seconds to go. There's one timeout remaining. Eric Powell making the last tackle. What do you look for here? You got wide side of the field to the right for the offensive unit.
Again, I like Boyd when he's on the move, and the only way you can do that is staying in good down and distance. So you do the half roll action, things of that nature. But down here, they've been good with the slants. So maybe it's time to throw the fade, Coach. Right? We've been running slants.
Absolutely.
We've been running slants.
Take it in, bust it out.
Little step in, either slant and go or just a straight fade. Glenn Holt, who caught that last ball, he was new to the team middle of the season, and last week had his first catch, ended up with 5 catches last week, and comes out the gate here with a nice catch.
The timeout presented by Levi. Second down and 2. Check that, second down and 8 to go, 15. Tight end Lowry inside the 10. Close to the first down, caught in front of Odell Thurman. And Cordell Stewart with Corey Ross. What do you have?
I'm here with Corey Ross, tailback of the Redwoods. Corey, what happened?
I just got hit in the right side of the thigh pretty good.
Are you going to be able to go back in?
Yeah, we're trying to get in right now. Getting going now. Okay. Can't get out this one.
Back to you guys up top.
See what happens. Doesn't wear knee pads.
Did he say thigh?
He said thigh, yeah. Timeout called. California. Yeah, he said thigh, no question about it. But you look at him and he said, wow.
Cooper must have gotten that knee into a thigh
Now
when
be
he rolled
careful,
it.
you might get rid of it fast because the way the safeties are playing, the ends might not be buying. Let's go. Hey, we got it. We're throwing end zone or out. Let's go. All right, here we go. Protect the points. We're in good shape. We probably need a little bit more down here, so try to make it play. It's got to be an end zone or incomplete. Let's go.
Get to the first down. Get back to the ball. We have to spike it. You hear that? We get the first down.
Go.
Third down and 2 coming up with 22 seconds to go. No times out remaining for California.
So if they were to pick up the first down and get tackled, they got to get up and spike the ball quickly. He'd like this to wind up in the end zone is what he's saying. His throw for the end zone or out of bounds here.
3 receivers to the right. Now 2 as Lowry comes left. Wide open in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. It's Lowry, the tight end. And California's back in front. 23-20. 8 yards on the completion. Just what Denny Green wanted.
Great job by Shane Boyd. Just the threat of him on these naked bootlegs, moving people. Bolts out to the right, wide open on the backside on the crossers. Lowry, little double clutch there. Again, another bullet by Shane Boyd.
He can deliver the fastball. Parker Douglas, extra point. Good operation in California. We said they were an improving ball club. They're showing it here against the unbeaten Florida Tuskers. The home team, the California Redwoods, with a 24-20 lead. Nate Lowry's first TD catch of the season. That was a good-looking drive.
Really was. Real solid drive from beginning to end. The thing that amazes me, it's 24-20 Redwoods just before the half. Yet Florida's the team that got 2 onside kicks and returned a punt for the touchdown. Shane Boyd's looked real sharp, throwing the ball well. Watch him on the move, pull up, look backside. Bam. He just got a glimpse of him, turned those shoulders and turned it loose. And it was a zone coverage. So with all that, with the play action, the zone coverage flows and allows for those open windows. Boyd is 12 of 15, 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's only had 1 touchdown pass the whole season coming into today.
Nice job. Really nice job. 8 plays, 71 yards, and 223. That's our 3rd lead change of the evening.
If California had stuck it in from the 1-yard line last week, they would be playing for a spot in the championship game ring.
You bet. Believe me, they're well aware. Andrews deep to get this kick. We'll watch it go over his head out of the end zone for a touchback. Hey fans, it's time to crown a champion in the UFL's premier season. Jim Haslett's Florida Tuskers take on Jim Fassel's Las Vegas Locos in a first UFL championship game that's going to be right here on Versus next Friday, November 27th.
Number 80, the kicking team. 5 yards added onto the dead ball spot. First down.
That's going to be November 27th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific from Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. Who's going to be the first UFL champion? We'll find out next week. That's going to be Thanksgiving Friday, which is always great football watching time. That big holiday coming up next week. We're going to have to re-kick it. Offside against the kicking team, Sonny Shackelford. Douglas will kick it again. 17 seconds remaining.
Well, unless Andrews busts out near midfield or further, Florida will just kneel down and take it to the half. But with the way they've had their kick returns, it's a very good possibility he could get out there.
the scoring here. 14 points for California here in the second quarter. 10 for the Tuskers. Do it again. Knuckleball this time. Chance for a return. Good scoop. Andrews, here he comes. And taken down at the 42-yard line. 12 seconds to go. 22 yards on that return.
There is enough time to take a shot at a 20, 25-yard chunk and try to line up for a field goal.
2 times out remaining for Florida. They're going to operate at the 41. Four-man rush. Bollinger got time, and then, boy, he got buried after delivering that to Tatum Bell. Doesn't get out of bounds. Gets to the 49-yard line, and a timeout's called by Jim Haslett. 9 yards on the pickup. Boy, shot taken by Brooks Bollinger.
Well, you'd like to take a shot before the half to get in the field goal range, but you do not want your quarterback taking that lick. And Brooks had to stand in there and get popped. Watch this. He just turns. Oh, I got to get rid of it. Look out.
Chris Cooper got him and drove him right into the turf. Legal hit, too. Cooper leads the California team with 2.5 sacks.
He is the enforcer in that D-line. He's played great all year long, been steady. Last week, got caught up in a play where it was actually the follow-up of the play before it. He finished the fight and wound up getting tossed out of a game in a crucial game for this California team.
I'd like to be sitting with Jim Fossil in his den right now as he's making notes.
He's going to light it up a little bit at the half.
Bollinger stepping out. Zeros on the board. This deep downfield. Tip ball. Looks like it's intercepted by California and then dropped. But in any event, that is the final play of the first half. Very interesting. California punching back with authority here. 24-20. The California lead here at halftime. And again, Jim Hazlett's team won a couple of onside kicks, had a long punt return that set up a touchdown, and yet they're on the short end right now, 24-20. When we come back, we'll take you inside both locker rooms. They hear what strategy is being formulated for the second 30 minutes of action here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. California over Florida here at halftime, and let's go inside the California locker room, visit with Denny Green. Cordell Stewart with him.
Trying to do all they can. I'm sorry. Your team came out in the first half. They fought real hard. They're trying to do the best they can to hold on to it, but yet they got a touchdown at the end of the half. How good does that feel right now?
Well, it feels great because it was a 2-minute drive. You don't get very many chances to get a touchdown in those situations, and we did. The thing that's hurt us, we've given up a lot of plays where our guys weren't sound. I mean, even down to the last time we had to kick the ball off again. I think we've tried to do a lot of good things, but you got to be sound. You can't make any more mistakes. We give up too many easy plays, and we've led 4 times out of the last 5 games at halftime. We got to make sure we close the deal out today.
I think as long as I've been playing football, I've never seen 2 back-to-back onside kicks. Tell us what your take on that is.
Well, I think, they're loose. They're 5-0. They think they can do anything, and it's just our job to just let them know that they can be loose, but they're going to be a 5-1 loose team. That's what we want to do.
Can you tell us the importance of Corey Ross if he comes back? If he doesn't, what's your take on that?
Well, I think it's hurt us before, and we haven't had Corey. I mean, I think in games where he hasn't played, it's made a difference. We're trying to have a good balanced attack. That's going to be important. It looks like we have some holes to throw the ball, and John David Washington just have to step in and do the best he can.
Thanks so much, Coach.
You bet.
Denny Green, and here's Jim Haslett in his locker room.
He's got to get in the box. If we're in one squeeze, we already talked on the field how we're playing that out. The Will now has the tight end, the safety, the Sam, and the Mike are in the box on the run. If it goes the other way, if the tight end goes the other way, the safety's got the tight end. Okay, we all set? We're in cover 4. Pay attention. Lock 4. All we've done is exchange the Sam and the tight safety because that's the guy in the box. It's a left call every time. The one that got us a little bit, gashed us inside, was just on the belly, that we have left hawk tight lightning to roll call. We made the left call, so the Mike's here. We got the safety down to the right now. The run hit us and gashed us up inside. They're getting
Chuck Bresnahan
front, guys. Got to stay low.
With a briefing for his team. Meanwhile, Corey Ross staying hot. He's on the exercise bike. We look for him to be ready for the second half. Back with more after this. Very entertaining first half here at AT&T Park in San Francisco, California, with a 24-20 halftime lead. Dave Sims along with Doug Flutie. I've been entertained. I hope you have been too.
Absolutely. A lot of big plays, people playing loose, onside kicks, interceptions by D. Lyman, return for touchdowns. It's been a great half.
You don't get to see that every day. And how about Jason Stewart as we take a look at the highlights? And here we go for the first 30 minutes. A lot going on here. And here's Tatum Bell with a big run.
Boy, Maxwell gets a hold, and it was for a fraction of a second, but it's enough to get called right there on the back of the shoulder. And he takes off, and that's called back. They wind up with a field goal.
How about the onside kicks? 2 of them.
Being aggressive. Shoot, you know, they're playing loose and making play. It's a lot of fun for them to play that.
Right after that, the next play, here's Jason Stewart taking the tip ball, takes it to the house.
This is the amazing thing. 2 onside kicks, and this punt returned for a touchdown by Willie Andrews, and yet they're losing.
Andrews takes us back 63 yards. He got caught by the kicker. They call it not a TD, if you can believe that, but they give it to Pinnock, the fullback, and he does score. As they went back and forth, the team's alternating scores. Pittman with the short run right there. And then Boyd zips one in, and Doug Gabriel, his first TD catch of the season.
Boyd's 12 of 15, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. This one on the bootleg, throws backside for a touchdown. Really looks sharp tonight.
Doing a nice job. Good rhythm here on the offensive side of the ball for the California Redwoods. Here's a look at the stats. And first downs, a push. Rushing yards, not too significant right there. The passing, Florida 163 to 132.
The amazing thing is time of possession is very even, yet Florida has had 2 onside kicks they've recovered, which is 2 possessions California didn't get. Plus they intercepted a pass for a touchdown, so I had to turn around and give it right back to Florida. And Florida should be dominating that time of possession and is not. So it's like pulling teeth for them to move the ball.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, too, when you look at the last time these 2 clubs met, Florida put 27 unanswered points on the board. Go back to the locker room and let's listen to the offensive coordinator for California, Mike Kruzik, explaining what he'd like to see in the second half.
Now we're going to have to run the football. We'll get into some Kings runs, right? We're getting a 6-man box at times against that. We throw our quick game anytime we want it. Protection's been real good since that 1 sack that we missed at a dot slot, which we've got figured out. Hey, we're going to dot slot because they're walking well. We're going 60 and 70 outside the dot slot, all right?
The United Football League on Versus is presented by Wilson Sporting Goods, the official football of the UFL. By Rogers Athletics, power, skill, victory. By Riddell, what's your sport? And by Cutter's Gloves. No other glove performs like this. Beautiful sights here in San Francisco, 24-20, California over Florida. Let's go down there. Nita Marks.
Guys, in the locker room with offensive coordinator Jay Gruden, earlier this week we spoke. You said California Redwoods, that they've improved this season, specifically defensively.
They have, and they've done a good job. We've missed a couple opportunities on some drives. You know, it was a terrible call by me on 3rd and 1. We should have just ran the ball right in there like we did earlier in the game. But we just got to bounce back and protect our quarterback, and he's got to make good decisions, and our receivers got to get off the bump and run when they are playing man. 2
successful onside kicks, a great punt return by Willie Andrews, but really only 17 points to show for that. What can we see differently offensively the second half, Jay?
We just have to keep our composure and do what we've been doing all season long, and that's mixing our play calling up. And you know, if they want to play man-to-man, our receivers got to do a good job, and if they play zone, our quarterback's got to do a good job of reading it. But mainly, it all starts up front. We got to make some holes for the backs and protect Brooks.
Good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Doug and Dave.
All right, thank you, Anita. Shane Boyd, nice first half.
Absolutely, and I said this a little earlier. He's only had 1 touchdown pass on the year coming into today. 2 touchdown passes, 12 of 15. And he really struggled against this Florida team first time around. He was like 4 of 13 with 2 interceptions. So this is phenomenal. And his athletic ability comes into play. They can run the naked bootlegs. He can tuck it under and run for first downs and then do things on the move.
Showing better touch. Zips it in when he has to. Has got it over the defender with the touchback.
He had a nice little touch on a corner route early in the game, and then he's still slinging it a little bit. He put some zip on that ball, which is fine. Your receivers need to catch it. But I'll tell you, Gabriel, he had one of those incompletions was a drop, a deep ball. So he's really had a solid game. Where Brooks, those numbers are very average for him. He usually has just a little sharper.
1, 2, 3's outside in. 1.
Here's Al Roberts. What a first half. He had 68-yard punt return that set up a score. A couple of onside kicks that were successful. Chaz Gesner, they miss him in that wide receiver course. 6'5" performer. We saw him earlier in the year. Good target.
Absolutely, especially in the red zone with his height and his length. They throw some seam posts, things up through the seams that he goes up and make catches. Maxwell has stepped in, done a great job, a physical receiver. We've seen him catch a few slants tonight, and he's had some big plays as well.
That Bryant, the ball blow off the tee. B.J. Sams deep to receive. Florida Tuskers trying to complete the UFL Premier regular season undefeated. They're in the championship game for next week against the Las Vegas Locos at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. Here we go, second half underway. Running up to get it, Sams on the run at the 20. Finds a hole and it closes quickly. There's a late flag coming in. B.J. Sams got it across the 35. Corey Ross, both ankles retaped. You saw that late in the second quarter. Then he did a lot of bike riding during the halftime. David Kitaya is our referee.
During return, holding on the receiving team, number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, if he injured his thigh, which I assume he got a knee to the thigh on that play, why are we retaping our ankles?
Who knows?
He just needed to feel tight again, and that, for an ankle injury, if it's not an ankle injury, I'm not saying that, but that would really slow down the tailback thigh injury. I think he'll run through that. He'll loosen that up. It'll be sore tomorrow, but I think he'll be full tilt.
California backed up 24-yard line. That's where they'll start. Cut back. They've done a good job taking that away. Every time we've seen California, when you talk to their opponents, you gotta stay home because he's such a good cutback runner.
He loves the cutback. It looks patient, but I think he anticipates the cutback. But he is a little more patient with it. He tries to stretch it, watches for that first down lineman, and if they get pushed strong side, boom, he's off to the backside and cut. No big plays tonight for him. He's got some little 6 to 8 yard runs, but no big plays.
Second down, long 9. Lowry in motion. He's got a TD catch tonight. Boyd, deep drop. Got a lot of time. Aaron one out. Caught. Shackelford, first down. 47-yard line. First down, California. 22-yard pickup.
Talking with Fakir Brown yesterday, he said, we got to go some 8-man box, so we're going to be one-on-one and man coverage. And this is Tribble trying to chase Shackelford across the field. And he's just, he's 10 yards behind him. It's the play action and the ability to hold on to the ball and get pass protection. You can't stay with the receiver this long. It's too much time for the quarterback when you're in man-to-man coverage.
Great blocking. 5 catches now for Sonny Shackelford, the team leader. Moss gets the carry. Across the 50, brought down by Odell Thurman, a 5-yard gain. Let's check in with Cordell Stewart.
Slow play. We're talking about Corey Ross with his right thigh. He has a right thigh contusion. The key for him, in order to keep playing tonight, would be stay warm, stay in the game. Most importantly, if he can go. So right now, as you're just seeing in that run, he looks pretty good. So it looked like he's going to go for the rest of the night.
5-2. So the 4th time in the Florida territory tonight. Thank you, Cordell, for the California Redwoods. Another quick slant. It's caught by Joe West. That's another first down for California. They're inside the 40 at the 39-yard line of Florida. That's the first catch tonight for Joe. Played his college ball at Texas El Paso.
Again, Florida's leaving their corners one-on-one, and that's Fakir Brown, a good cover corner. And in my book, he reads slants really well. I've seen him intercept slants, break them up all the time. And Joe West's doing a great job, and the ball's being delivered. So, when you're on time on those types of throws, it's very difficult to defend.
Slant and go, slant and break it back to the outside. Man, that is set up. Oh, good defensive play. Loss of a yard. Middle linebacker Tim McGarrigle. Good job. And Odell Thurman, you see him, he lost his helmet on that play.
Takes a peek to the outside. He's going to cover his man, and then inside we go. Dart across the face of the block and make a play. Little decoy there. He wants to make it look like he's walking out in coverage, and I'm going to drop in his zone and then anticipate the snap count and go.
Obafemi Ayambadejo knocked the helmet off of Odell Thurman. Second down, 9. Again, good protection. Boy, he's got a man down. 2 men down there. He's got Gabriel far side. He had Joe West deep down inside the 10-yard line, was open. First down on that game, though, to Doug Gabriel for 14 yards.
Again, a lot of man-to-man coverage in the secondary, and with the hard play action, Brady's getting time to throw the football. So when you give your receivers this kind of time to get open in man coverage, they're going to get open. And actually, both defenders took off on the corner route, leaving Gabriel completely uncovered.
That's a mug. 26-yard line. Corey Ross. Oh, great block by Ayambadejo and a better cut by Ross. Right. Nicely done, as Florida really on its heels right now as the California Redwoods are grinding on them. And they're in the Motorola red zone. Introducing Motorola Click with MotoBlur, the first phone with social skills. Exclusively at T-Mobile.
Now, we're used to seeing Florida do this in the second half of teams. They're a very strong second half team all year long, and California is coming out and taking it to them.
Big right 5-9.
Stacked eye. 12 carries, 43 yards for Ross. Boy, there was an outstanding play. You saw the same thing I did. Willie Andrews blew up the fullback. That was great. Number 31. What a play.
He's blitzing off the corner, takes on the fullback, Ayambadejo, and just cuts across his face, puts his fullback on his back, and makes the tackle. Come left to right.
Boom, man. And Ayambadejo was losing his footing as he gets hit. Right, look at that. Boom. Oh, he loses that big time, and he knew it.
He really didn't do his responsibility because he took on the fullback with his outside shoulder instead of his inside shoulder, but he blew up the play.
Ninth play of this drive. Slant again. It's open. Joe West to the 10. First down, California. He beats DeJuan Tribble. Tribble and Carter on the tackle. 8 yards on the game.
This Florida team's going to have to get away from man-to-man coverage. Another 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Ball out. Joe West, nice slant route on Tribble. I mean, yeah, you want to be in coverage, but then they're running the football.
Yeah.
You know,
nice job.
You're doing the blitzing and getting an 8-man box to try to stop the run, and you leave your corners one-on-one.
Shane Boyd on this drive, 4 for 4 for 44 yards. John David Washington, second effort, lost the football, but it's recovered by California. Boy, instead of being inside the 5, the ball's back out around the 8. Willie Andrews, by the way, limping off the field for Florida.
Nice hard running by John David. Tries to spin out of it and go. Ball gets slapped out by, I believe it was Carter.
Yes, sir. Tyler Llewellyn, the left tackle, recovered.
But even there, Darius Minette is blitzing off the corner out of the secondary. They're bringing secondary blitzes all the time. There's Carter diving in there and slaps it out.
30. Game.
Second and goal. Get it to Lowry, and he dropped it. Covering on a play is Quentin Culberson.
I was there, Steve.
I think Haslett is challenging his defense in general, his defensive backs, and saying, hey, play man-to-man. I want to see how you do here.
Sub.
See if we can get the play call here.
California trying to punch it in.
Quick.
Got a 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line.
25.
Len Holt to the bottom of your screen. Gabriel at the top. Looking, pump. Gabriel is there. Back shoulder. No, incomplete. No flags. Keir Brown covering.
Come on, we were in the arena together.
Well, although these guys have a history.
Come on, we were in the arena together. That's great.
Well, Fakir looked like it was on an island, but actually that was a zone coverage across the board. But the outside throws are basically one-on-one there.
Say, Stu.
Men's Warehouse
Say,
bringing
Stu.
us this field goal attempt from 27 yards. Parker Douglas. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. He's hit from 44 yards.
I'm good.
And he tacks on another 3. California, good drive. Denny would love to have had a touchdown, but that was a show-me kind of drive.
Really very impressive drive. Just looked like they could do anything they wanted. They fall short here trying for the back shoulder throw.
First time in tonight's game, one team has had back-to-back scores. California by 7. (27-20) California in the scoring summary. Brought to you by Tidal Electro Energy Drink. Tidal, thirst for it. Good looking drive. 13 plays, 68 yards, and 635. The California Redwoods. And how about the Redwoods' first meeting with Florida? They were 1 for 1 in the red zone tonight, 3 for 3.
Just great execution down there. They would have loved to have come away with a touchdown, though, rather than the field goal. Just missed the 3rd down throw.
Parker Douglas' kick to Andrews at the 3. Got running room. 25 was picking up speed to the 30, 34-yard line. Big-time collisions down there. Let's check in with Anita Marks.
Guys, at halftime, Jim Haslett really fired up, talking to his guys. 2 things he said. Number 1, this Redwoods offense is scoring at will. They put together some great drives, and you're exactly right, Doug. He is challenging his secondary to man up, play some man defense. Let's see what happens the second half. And also, 2 successful onside kicks, a great return by Willie Andrews, but only 17 points to show for it in the first half. So Jim Haslett fired up at halftime. Let's see if it makes a difference the second half.
Nita, thank you. 191 yards from Willie Andrews and punt and kickoff returns tonight. Play fake. Bollinger throwing to Pittman, and he dropped it. Covering on the play is Robert Herbert.
Well, Brooks Bollinger all year long has been the MVP of this league. He's been the guy that has been the most consistent week in and week out, and it's time for him to get this offense rolling. They happen to go with a play action pass there against the zone coverage where nothing was really open. He had to come down to his check down. He has to make good, accurate throws and make good decisions and get this team rolling.
Bollinger at 11 of 19, 163 and an interception. Short drop, slant is there. No, incomplete, broken up. He tried to get it to Tay Biddle. Robert Herbert was there, along with Ronnie Prude, as we review the game plan for the Tuskers.
Well, solved the slow start. They came out smoking. They really did play well early on. They didn't take advantage of all their opportunities. Contag, Corey Ross doing an okay job with that. Not sensational. And don't look ahead. I don't think they're looking ahead because I know they are down by 7. They came out loose and doing the onside kicks and everything else. They got aggressive early. I think California's just an improved team.
3rd and 10 play. Bollinger down the middle. Catch drop. And boy, there was a toll taken at Tay Biddle. Ronnie Prude getting in his face. Tay Biddle, leading receiver for Florida. And he had tuned up on that deep middle pass.
Tay's got to make a play for his quarterback and his team here. You've been struggling. You're down 7. You're trying to get a drive going. Brooks stands in there. He's going to take a hit. He throws it in there. It's on the back shoulder. Tay gets both hands on it. Can't hold on.
There's Sauber in the punt. Jay Sams back to get it. No flags. Sams. About a yard return. Not much there. Great hang time. 4.5 seconds on a 40-yard punt. by Todd Sauerbrunn. Ricky Manning Jr. on the tackle. A lot of good action here. Good hard-nosed football. Offensive lines and D-lines are getting after it hard. 27-20 California. So you're on the team. You want to be a wide receiver, but you're not a starter. You still have to earn your keep. How about Frank Murphy?
Murphy's the gunner on special teams covering the punt. Herbert and Harrison just giving him fits, and it's 2 against 1. You just keep your leverage. It's impossible for him to fight downfield. He ends up out of bounds. It's a thankless job. Just a thankless job, especially when you split that double team, though. You got bragging rights for the week. When you split the double team and go down and make a play. But boy, that's tough going.
Oh, that's a very difficult way to earn a living, let me tell you. John David Washington, a little squirt through the right side of the O-line, across the 30 to about 32, picks up 7.
That's a nice 7-yard gain on first down against what is an 8-man front. Florida's still out there playing man-to-man coverage, putting the safety down in the box, trying to stop the run. California comes out with 7 yards on first down.
Jerome Carter on the tackle. John David Washington, we enjoyed our conversation with him the other day. Right now, it's all about football. Doesn't really have any post-career plans. Maybe do some coaching or something down the line, but got his degree from Morehouse down in Atlanta. Deep drop, Boyd. Boy, he zipped that. Did Boyd. Shackelford was open. It was too high.
It's the same play action, the same crossing route. They've been running the Shackelford all day long and getting big chunks. All he's got to do is deliver the ball. He's thrown it hard every time, though, so I'm not going to criticize him for that, but he sails this one over his head. You know, you'd like to just give him a throw he can handle out in front and lead him across the field. Yes, sir. But he finally missed one.
There's Mike Krusik, the offensive coordinator. Boyd 16 of 22, 194 and 2 touchdowns. Shackelford's got 5 catches. Lowry 3 and Gabriel has 3. Lowry and Gabriel with the TDs. And over the middle, took something off of that. Shackelford with the catch, and it's good for first down to the 39-yard line. Darius Vanette with the tackle. 6 yards on the game.
Let's check this out right here, coming up through the middle on the pass play. And up steps up. Good decision to come underneath the Shackelford. And that's Shakur coming up through the middle on the blitz, right in the quarterback's face. You got to stand there, trust your offensive line, trust your back to pick it up.
Mike Mabry with an outstanding block to get that line back. Corey Ross back in it. Tailback gets the call. Can't turn the corner. Good speed, Tim McGarrigle. We called his name all night. No game.
He's a sideline-to-sideline guy. He's active in the middle. He's got the big boys up front, keeping blockers coming off to the second level, so he frees up quite a bit. Just mirroring the play from behind the line of scrimmage, behind the defensive line.
Good job.
Nicely done. There he is.
Going 2. 1-1.
Linebacker coaches see that kind of play and go, this is how you do it.
Well, a lot of credit's got to go to the D-line to keep those guys off of their linebackers.
Remember, he talked about that. We met him about a month ago. Couldn't say enough about Bud Roten and company. Keeping him free. Deep ball, man there. Too far. Trying to go to Joe West. There's certainly no denying the strength in the arm of Shane Boyd. Well, this Brown covered.
This time off the play action, they decide they're going to run a double move post, and they get double coverage on both receivers. It's still man, but he knows Fakir Brown knows he's got help to the post by the safety, Patrick, and they just double it up. I'm sorry, Jerome Carter. And they just double and play in and out on him, but he still split the double team, and they had a chance to hit the post.
Unhappy with somebody was not in position he wanted them to be. Here's Shackelford coming in motion, a 3rd down and long. Boyd caught from behind. Got to the 40-yard line, picks up just 1 yard. That'll bring on the punt team. Good hustle by Darian Scott to run him down with Patrick Shakura. Shakura's been a nice player this year. I've been very impressed by him all season.
Well, they love getting him in the blitz off the edge and getting him on running backs and mismatches, and he's gotten to the quarterback a few times. He's a very, very active player.
the linebacker, 5th-round pick by the Vikings back in 01. Played with Houston and Denver in the NFL. Here's Adam Gressel. A touchdown saving tackle earlier in the ball game. End of a 68-yard punt. Andrew, oh, there's a penalty flag. He got hit well before he had a chance to make that catch. And that's a mistake that's really going to help the Florida Ball Club.
I just don't understand that. That's ridiculous. That's how people get hurt, seriously hurt.
Trudeau.
5 less than 10.
That's crazy. That wasn't even close.
Kick catch interference. Number 33, the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Major penalty. Here's how it happened here. Totally missed time.
Not only that, he called a fair catch.
Yeah. That didn't work at all there for California, and they're going to pay for it when we come back. Florida Special Teams coach Al Roberts. He's been a busy man, and it continues right here.
51. Outside the 35, less than 10. Outside the 35-yard, less than 10. Stand up. Yeah, but it's outside the 35, less than 10. Outside the 35, less than 10. You got to go get in front of him. The ball's to him, right? Go block the fly.
He's talking to Richardson and Slago about the ball's outside the 35-yard line. They're going to kick a high punt down in there. Go block the gunners. Get in a stand-up technique and go help keep that gunner off your returner, because it's going to be a short punt. He's going to get there.
15 yards tacked on after the interference on the fair catch, and here's an explosive run off the right side by Michael Pittman. Close to first down yardage, long 9. Here's Brooks Bollinger's night compared to what he did in the first meeting. No touchdowns tonight.
He's going to have to turn it up a notch and just make a couple of big plays. You know, he's not far off. He's still covered. Like I've said, he's consistent. You know, today a couple more balls have found the ground, a couple incompletions, but by the end of the day, I'm sure the percentages will even off.
And don't forget, he had 2 tip balls. One was tipped and picked off and taken in for a touchdown. Here's Pittman. Got the first down across the 45, 47-yard line. First down for Florida.
Now that's encouraging. They've run the ball twice and picked up a first down. You have to make California come up and stop the run first. Here's a look at Cooper, 93 in the middle. He's one of their top defensive players. One of the guys that is an NFL caliber player.
4-4-4.
And don't forget, that's Fred Matua. He's filling in for Anthony Davis, who was injured earlier in the game. Florida's rushed 17 times for 59 yards. Pittman, nothing. A loss of a yard. Nice job. And they're saying now the ball came loose as Liam Ezekiel, the middle linebacker, comes up with the football.
He's saying, hey, let's take a look at this. He really thinks he got the ball. Another look at Cooper inside. Nice job closing down by Harrison and taking on the fullback, making the runner bounce. Penna couldn't make his block. Harrison cut across his face, forced the ball to be bounced outside.
Injured player. Defensive back Brendan Harrison out of Stanford.
See, that's what when you take on a fullback, I'll tell you what, you know, little guys coming off the edge, defensive backs sticking their nose in there.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots. He's 6'2", 215. Pennick at 5'10", 250. Guess who won that battle? 7-point lead for California. UFL on Versus, presented by Men's Warehouse. Tonight we come to you from beautiful AT&T Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. Congratulations to their right-hander Tim Lincecum. Won his second consecutive Cy Young Award as the best pitcher in the National League. Got a glimpse of him as we were coming in. He was leaving.
He was on his way out, looking like a rock star with the long hair, driving in his very nice car.
Thrilled to see him, but still the thrill of the night, seeing Willie Mays, getting a chance to chat with him. Second down, 11. Bollinger, time, man open, caught at the 40. Biddle is there with the catch. So Tay Biddle picks up another 16 yards. Boy, not a burner, but boy, he finds every crease in there, doesn't he?
He's got a nice feel, and he almost pulled one down a little earlier. This is against a zone coverage. And watch, the underneath coverage is pulled out by Foster, and right in the window, Biddle sits it down a little bit, and Brooks delivers a nice throw.
Gets off the line.
Jason Foster running that little pivot route underneath, pulled the coverage. Biddle got right in behind it on the in route.
Foster has a 63-yard catch to his credit tonight. 5th catch for Biddle. Screen to the right. It's there for the tight end Wiggins, and he's going to rumble. 25 to the 21-yard line. Another first down for Florida. Liam Ezekiel with the tackle, and big Jermaine Wiggins. Formerly with the Jets, the Patriots, the Colts, Carolina, Minnesota, and he's got a Super Bowl ring in his pocket.
Here's a great call. They've been running these play actions, and California's play actions being against man-to-man coverage and hitting big plays. In this situation, they go play action against zone, and they're not getting anything down the field, so they're hitting the screen underneath, which was awesome. Cooper get lit up at the end of the play there.
Fred Matoa came back and peeled back and got his money's worth. What a hit. Thought about going backside. Pittman with some positive yardage, picks up 5. That is a lineman's dream. Let him go, peel back, come back, pow!
Well, it's a screen pass, and Cooper's going to get after the quarterback. He starts to get his pass rush, peels back, and it starts to chase the screen and gets lit up from the blind side. But I thought it was a great play call, because they've been going a lot of play action against zone and getting nothing up the field, and Jay Gruden comes back with the screen off the play action against zone.
Florida, this drive started back at the 33. Bollinger and the flat, he goes to Pinnock, the fullback. And he's taken down at about the 16, picks up a yard. Ontarius Thomas, number 56 on the stop.
He's an athlete. He's moved from, he was at the will linebacker spot earlier in the year, bounces over to the strong side linebacker. When I say will, the W stands for weak side. Sam would be the strong side with an S. So he jumps over. He's a heck of an athlete in coverage and space. He's one of those linebackers that's just a big play guy.
Florida in the last meeting was 9 of 17 on 3rd down tonight. 0 for 5. Very uncharacteristic. We'll sprint out. Bollinger running out of room, and he makes the completion to Maxwell, and he's inside the 10, setting up a 1st and goal. 10 yards on a pickup. Prudent Ezekiel there. But a big catch by Marcus Maxwell out of Oregon.
Maxwell gets physical out of the corner. You're running a sprint out versus zone. There's nothing there. So Maxwell just kind of pushes off on Prude. Prude loses his balance and slips to the ground, and you still get the completion. But when you sprint out, especially against some zones, if it doesn't happen right away, it's not going to happen.
I bet they're going short side, too.
Right into the boundary, and it really cuts the field down. I think they were very fortunate to get a throw out of that.
So now they have wide side of the field to the left. Biddle and Maxwell over there. Coming back after the play fake. And was there supposed to be a screen to the tight end there? The only receiver I see is Wiggins. I don't know if somebody's supposed to slip out or maybe just threw it away.
I was watching the battle on the outside between Trudeau and I believe it was Biddle, trying to run a slant route. Fighting there, just chicken fighting.
10th play of this drive coming up for Florida, trailing 27-20. Final play here in the 3rd quarter with 3 seconds to go. Deep back is Pittman on the draw. Fights his way to the 5-yard line, picks up 2. It looked like that was going to break a lot bigger than it did. Jason Parker on the stop, number 90.
They do a great job with their draws of Brooks keeping his eyes up the field and the pump fake, and that's why it appeared once the defensive line starts into their pass rush mode, it really looks like it's going to open up.
To the 4th quarter we go here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. California holds a 27-20 lead over the Huskers, who are knocking on the door. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Tidal Electro Energy Drink. Thirst for it. By Paid Inc. By Fanlands on the Turf. And by NatNast. Every man has a story to tell. We're in beautiful AT&T Park in San Francisco, California. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie, Anita Marks, Cordell Stewart, 27-20 as we're starting the fourth quarter. 11th play of this drive. It began back at the 33-yard line. Bollinger pump. Slant is there. Wow, what a hit. He made the catch. Touchdown, Florida. Jason Foster held on. A 7-yard TD pass from Brooks Bollinger.
It was Marcus McClinton coming up and just knocking his block off, but Foster hangs on. He runs a little slant route, starts to the flat, comes back underneath out of the slot position, puts the ball right on. Hang on. Wow, that's getting it the hard way, coming right at you. Poof. Foster is not a big man either.
Somewhere mom and dad are going, oh my God. Extra point brought to you by StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. You can hear mama right now. That's my baby. That's my baby.
I think Brooks is taking him to dinner later.
Oh, for a week after that hit.
Thank you.
Oh,
thanks for hanging on.
Well, we got a heck of a ball game. 27 all. What a collision that was. 6 seconds into the fourth quarter. Well, if anybody in the Florida Tuskers didn't know about the toughness of Mr. Foster here, they know now after that TD catch as we take a look at the fourth quarter report presented by USI. Jason Foster, what a catch. My goodness.
Brooks is up over 200 yards passing, but Boyd over 200 yard passing is the great night. For Jason Foster, he was the Walter Payton Award winner at Georgia Southern, and he ran the Wildcat type stuff there, took off. You know, we talked about the YouTube stuff, that is where they recruited him from. Phenomenal athlete, and he showed his toughness there.
It's one of the most rugged hits I've seen all season. Sims from about the 15. Taken down at the 29-yard line. 14-yard return. Decent starting position for Shane Boyd and company. 27 all. Third time the ball game has been tied this evening. Cody Buckwalt making the stop on that kickoff return.
You know, the last time these two teams played, Florida held California to 1.9 per carry. Tonight it's 3.3 per carry for California, which is much improved, and they're getting an 8-man box the entire night. So they're doing a heck of a job up front for California.
Wide receivers to the top of your screen. Give it to Corey Ross, and he bumped into Boyd, and that slowed that play down as much as anything. Let's go down to one of the toughest guys who just made one of the toughest plays I've seen all season. Anita Marks with Jason Foster.
Dave, you're absolutely right. Jason, my goodness, what a hit. I mean, but you're fine right now. How did it feel?
Hurt a little bit, but scored a touchdown, make it all better.
You did score a touchdown to even it up. This has been probably one of the most exciting games so far of the season for you.
Right, but it's a little too close for us right now. We need to break it wide open and get out of here for the win.
Well, I want to share something with you. All season long, I've been roaming your sideline with the Motorola Click with the Moto Blur. Now, do you have a Twitter page? Do you tweet?
No, I don't tweet just yet, but it's like a nice phone.
We need, you want my phone?
I might go get me one of those.
You need to get one of these, but it's again, it's Motorola Click with Moto Blur. But first and foremost, we need to set you up with a Twitter account.
All right, you do that after the game.
All right, and another thing, that hit that you just took, we need to make sure that we put that on YouTube, besides just all your Wildcat footage.
No, I don't need that hit on that. That would hurt a little bit, so we can keep that one off YouTube.
All right, guys, back to you. Don't forget Motorola Click with Moto Blur. Find me on Twitter at SportsChick. Any questions about the UFL, and I'll reply.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. And tell you what, there's nothing Jason Foster can do about that, because that's on every replay show in America, that hit.
Absolutely, that's going to be on all over the place tonight. But I love him. How about his demeanor, his character? He just loves to play football, a smile on his face.
Boy, oh boy. I'm still blown away by that he held on to the football game and got up to talk about it.
And he jumped right up.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't hesitate. He was off the ground in an instant.
And that's, that shows the defense, hey, man, I can take it, and it shows your teammates that you're willing to do anything to get the job done. Third down 14 from the 25. just in time. Slips it out to Ayambadejo at the 30. Obafemi fights his way to the 35. He's going to be about 4 yards short of a first down. Jerome Carter and Culberson on the tackle. Only the second 3 and out tonight for California this evening.
Well, Florida's starting to take over a little bit. They had a nice drive, although it was not easy. They stuck it in the end zone and then 3 and out. So the best team in the league has decided it's time to step it up, and let's play the fourth quarter, boys.
Andrews is over 200 yards in kick returns tonight. Backing up Andrews, 12-yard line, up the middle, looking for an alley. Whoa, good play, 25-yard line. 54-yard punt, 13 yards on the return, and John David Washington making the tackle. Hard-hitting action here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. What a ball game. Scores tied at 27. Florida trying to remain unbeaten. Welcome back, everybody. 27 all the score. 13-19 to go in the fourth quarter.
First time in a while, Florida's going to have the opportunity to have the ball in their hands and an opportunity to go down the field and maybe take the lead. It's been a while.
A lot of guys wearing tattoos when you play.
Absolutely not. You know, maybe a subtle one on the ankle or something from your school.
Subtle's not the operative word these days.
No, not at all.
Foster in motion. And the tight end, Wiggins, just a little bit too soon.
Prior to snap, false start, offense, number 85, 5 yards. It remains first down.
Jim Haslett, conversations with him. Everybody in football has seen his team run off to a 5-0 record. And these are some of the players on his team that have garnered a lot of attention, a lot of interest from NFL clubs.
Roden at a defensive tackle, Fakir Brown a corner. They've got a lot of talented guys that have been marginal NFL guys that could slip back into that league.
Pittman on the carry, didn't get much.
Petiti at tackle has been just the best offensive tackle in the league all year long.
Well, he's been solid. He's Big Tony.
You can tell by the tattoos. Good.
Showed him off, too. Pittsburgh, a Pitt Panther. Panthers coming off a big win over Notre Dame last weekend. Pittman 11 carries, 41 yards. Bell 8 for 25. Bollinger to Wiggins. And he's short of the first down. He had to get to the 25. Well short of
there you go, boss.
Third and long. Thank you. I was looking at the wrong marker. Third and long.
California just playing off in zone. They'll give you that underneath and break up on it. And they've played a lot of zone coverage, California, tonight, where the Florida team has been some a lot of man-to-man and given up some big plays. So California's trying to make Brooks throw through tight windows and just dump the ball off.
Early in the game, Bollinger had a couple of passes knocked down by D lineman. One was picked off by Stewart, and he took it in for a touchdown. Got to be careful. Wide open, sideline, a good north-south run, but short of a first down. It's Pittman over there. 9 yards on the pickup. So Florida saw Herbert and Prude making the stop. Bollinger limping off just a touch. Looks like it'd be all right. But Todd Sauber in the punt.
They got in a long yardage situation, backed off, played zone, made you throw the ball in front of them. Herbert and Prude come up, make the hit, and they're punting.
It's a big exchange right here. Third punt for Sauerbrunn. Sam's back to get it. Good hang time. Sam's got a return wall, and it closes quickly. Good work. 42-yard punt, 4-yard return on a 4-4 hang time on that punt, and a tackle by Terrence Melton. And Matt Overton scores tied up at 27 here in San Francisco. We shall return right after this. Gracing our presence tonight, the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the United States, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi. And joining us here, she's been cheering on the California Redwoods all night. Her husband owns one of the owners here in San Francisco.
I was going to say, I wonder why.
Madam Speaker, your team is tied at 27.
They're in great shape.
Redwoods take over at the 11-11 mark. There's a fine defensive play. That looked like that was going to be something. Schlegel, rather. Anthony Schlegel out of Ohio State, number 51.
Hey, get
Bill
on.
Hambrick, one of the founders of the league. Commissioner Michael Hughes standing up in the back of the booth. Good picture out for everybody. Tell you what, for baseball ballpark, this worked out very nicely.
Big slip.
Good setup here with the football field at AT&T Park. Second down, 9. Tight end Lowry. No fooling that linebacker. Not even close. Terrence Melton. No gain. Melton's been around. Falcons, Saints, and Ravens.
Melton read it all the way. He chases the misdirection. Lowry slips behind the offensive line. Nice solid play, stayed with his responsibility all the way. And the key there is not to put your eyes in the backfield. Put your eyes on your responsibility and your keys and your read.
Third down and 10. A little less than 10. 5 for 10 on third down tonight for the Redwoods. Down the field, tight end's got it. Lowry at the 40-yard line. First down, California. He beat Quentin Culberson, and what a lovely throw by Shane Boyd, 28 yards.
Beautiful throw by Boyd down the middle of the field on Culberson. Puts the ball. Culberson is playing on the underneath shoulder of Lowry because he knows he has safety help over the top. So you're supposed to play underneath him and make him make that throw, and it was a perfect throw. He's one of our guys on that list that have some potential to get back to the NFL. Excellent tight end all year long. Finally found the end zone tonight.
6 catch tonight. Another visit by California into the Florida side of the field. Corey Ross stumbled as he crossed the 40, picks up 2 to the 38.
Boy, Corey's got to stay with his fullback there, Armstrong, and the power O came a little wider than usual. He laid it up inside. He might have had a shot to go off tackle area. You think he's improved?
Yeah. The longest run for Corey Ross is 8. And in that first game, he came off the bench after Mike McMahon started. The longest run tonight for Corey Ross, 8 yards.
Tight.
Play fake. Same play. Lowry, good set of hands. Run out of bounds. Far side by Quentin Culberson. I'll leave him about 3 yards short of a first down. Kid's got a good set of hands.
He really does. He's smooth. He runs great routes, catches the ball well in his hands. Here this is a finesse type of thing, slipping through backside of the offensive line. Culberson did a good job, but not a great job. He was a couple strides behind him all the way across this time.
Coming up on 8 minutes to go here in regulation. 27 all the score.
Yeah, coming close. 20. 51 coming.
Lowry motions to the right. Picked off. This is a 6. And Boyd.
Go deep.
Can he stop them? He did. The pickoff by Darius Vinette. He sat on that baby and picked it off cleanly. Jumped the route beautifully. A return of 54 yards. Vinette's first pick of the season.
Vinette is laying in the weeds out in the flat. Shane Boyd is used to seeing man-to-man coverage on this. Initially, I thought it was the same. Tight end's going to be open to the flat. No, he releases the slant, jumps the flat, and I'll see you the other way. He really fell off chasing the slant route, and Shane Boyd felt like the flat was going to be wide open. Watch him up top. He eyes the quarterback, sees the throw, and jumps the flat route. But because he cushioned it a little bit on the slant,
Boyd was a little confused, misread the coverage. It was zone, ends up being an interception.
Good hustle by Shane Boyd. Chase him down and prevent 6, at least for the moment.
And Vanette's supposed to be their fastest DB now. So it's a great effort by Boyd, keeping him out of the end zone.
That quarterback's so bad.
Florida is challenging the spot of the ball on the field.
David Kataya, the referee. They're going to take a look. Did you see anything?
The spot
Here we
on
go.
the field.
And look at Vanette is already gassed down there.
Can't tell what yard line he is on.
Slid.
Oh, there we go. Inside the 10, around the 7-yard line.
About the 7. Looks like he should be out.
Unless he were to step out of bounds early, he did not.
About the 7-yard line.
Yeah.
And they have the ball right now at the 12.
I think the problem there is that with the interception and the return, the officials were so far behind the play, they were guessing at the spot. Unless he stepped out of bounds, which I don't believe happened.
Larry Upson, our supervisor of officials, says you can't challenge a spot.
Doesn't appear.
I think he's down around the 7-yard line. They're checking this, as we mentioned. Larry Upson, officiating supervisor, said can't challenge on the spot.
No, the only time you can challenge a spot is on a first down type call. And that's what Larry's saying. I don't know why the ball would be spotted at the 12 other than the fact that the officials might have been so far behind the play that they were guessing when came time to mark it because it reversed field so quickly on them.
27-27. Very entertaining ball game. Third time. Score's been tied tonight. We've had 3 lead changes.
He got wide. He had to get wide.
Ball will be placed on the 8-yard line. Florida's not charged with a timeout. First down.
So we figured 7 or 8-yard line. So
yeah, they were about 5 yards off.
Big opportunity here for Florida to get back on top. California's last lead was at 24-20.
Hey, chip 5-9, chip 4-4, chip 4-4. Hey, triple.
Pittman, 5-yard line. Boy, aimed it on his head. 5 yards on the pickup.
Just a great job at the point of attack there. Blowing them off the line of scrimmage. Florida, the last time down here, Jay Gruden said we tried to finesse them too much. We needed to just lay it up in there.
Thomas and Ezekiel on the stop. Florida.
See if he sticks to that mode.
4 for 4 in the red zone tonight with 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Pittman, woo, you can hear that collision. What a hit. Jason Stewart right there. He's the young man that returned the interception 42 yards for the first California touchdown.
Well, just look at the line of scrimmage move into the backfield. There are 3 or 4 California defenders, 3 or 4 defensive linemen, 2 yards deep in the Florida backfield. Now, Vanette wants him to finish this off, or else he's really going to get frustrated with himself for not finishing off the interception return.
You got Biddle, top of your screen.
Offsides.
See what the flag's all about.
Encroachment defense. Number 98, contact. Penalties after this is a goal. It remains 3rd down.
So Earl Cochran cost his team some yardage.
Bro, that was a bull line. Huh?
Well, Earl figured we don't have the right guys out here, or not enough guys. Florida broke the huddle, was coming to the line of scrimmage. So what he did was step across the line of scrimmage and try to buy time for his team to substitute, gets an offside penalty called on.
27-27 the score. Florida's last lead, 20-17, 3:54 second quarter. Pittman, the deep back, gets the call. Following his fullback, leaps and he's in. Touchdown. 33-27 Florida, 1-yard run by Michael Pittman. His second TD tonight.
Look how patient he is. He's feeling this, looking for a crease. There it is, up and over.
Nice work.
Both his touchdown runs have been patient runs.
Both come to the right.
Again, Pinnock with a nice block up in there for him. And, you know, at some point, Pinnock decides, I got to go north and south and get out of the way of my tailback. And Pittman decides where he's going to go. He just stretches it and looks for that crease.
Fourth lead change, extra point, Bryant, is good. 34-27, a high-scoring affair here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Back with more UFL action. 6 minutes left on the clock. Should be an interesting finish. We'll be back right after this. Deep drop. Bollinger had it knocked down. And it's intercepted. One man to beat. Touchdown, California. The 14 finds a hole right up the middle. And he's got one man to beat. Here we go. Onside kick again. And it's successful. He got his hands on it and he bobbled it. And we got it again for Florida. Wide open in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Slant is there. Wow, what a hit. He made the catch. Touchdown, Florida. Jason Foster held on. Wave had some big-time highlights this evening. 34-27 Florida. 6 minutes to go here in regulation. Here's Matt Bryant kicking off the B.J. Sams. Line drive, one hop, Sams. Inside the 10, got an alley. Closes up at the 27-yard line. And let's listen in on the call of the game, brought to you by Motorola.
Okay, gonna go for it? Okay, good. Good. Have fun. Go for it.
And they went for it. And Jason Foster took one of the most vicious hits you want to see a wide receiver take, and he held on to the football.
Have fun. Go for it. Was Foster having fun there? After the fact, maybe.
Yes. Well said.
Wow.
See if California can respond. Corey Ross, nothing there. No gain. Claude Roten. With help, Darian Scott, number 98.
He penetrated, almost had the play in the backfield, let him slip away, but disrupted the play.
18 carries, 41 yards for Ross. They have done an outstanding job holding him down.
5.5 to go. It's time to put a drive together again and come back for California here. Time is running short.
That's Lowry in motion. Boyd running for his life. Just got rid of it. Boy, how about the quickness of that defender? That was Darian Scott chasing down the quarterback.
But again, it's the pressure, it's the blitz, it's Melton, number 55, coming through the gap, unblocked to pressure the quarterback and flush him out. Scott chases him to the sideline. Jim Haslett just keep bringing. He said, I'm going to keep bringing it and bringing it and bringing it.
It's a good thing Lowry was out there, because that could have been an immediate loss. He did pick up one of the guys who got through. Boyd, 21 of 31, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. 4 lead changes, 3 ties. Boyd, a lot of time. Not anymore. Gets rid of it. And it's caught. It's caught by the running back. Good effort. Great effort. That's a first down for California. Odie Armstrong. First time we've called his name tonight. Odie, out of Oklahoma State, picks up 18 important yards for California.
Again, the blitz is out of the secondary. Darius Vanette coming in on Boyd. He's going to get hit. He just dishes the ball off to Odie. Armstrong catches the ball, spins out of a tackle, and takes off. Great reaction by Boyd.
Phenomenal job getting the ball away. Even a better job of getting the completion. And Armstrong doesn't get to touch the ball very often, so when he gets a chance to touch it, just how strong is Boyd to stand in there with a defender on his back and the net and still complete a pass.
Joe West, number 19, got in the way of a couple people through an effective block. Woody Armstrong, call him little bodyguard, very athletic. 5'10", 260 out of Northwest Oklahoma State.
He still hasn't been tackled.
That's right.
He stayed on his feet. He went out of bounds, but he stayed on his feet.
The 45-yard line with 4:58 to go in regulation. John David Washington for a couple. Give him a gain of 3. Josh Cooper on the stop. Mike Kruzik can come up with here.
Willie Andrews came off the corner again. Another secondary blitz. Meets the fullback, Odie Armstrong, in the backfield, trying to blow up the play. The ball gets cut back. Washington takes it back into the middle, so it didn't become a factor. But he just denied any chance to run that ball strong side. The secondary is blitzing on every down.
Clock at 4:24 and counting.
Coming.
2nd and 8. Play fake. Deep drop. Got a man downfield. It's dropped. Oh, brother, that had a chance for a big play. Shackelford, the intended receiver. Darius Vanette, who had the long interception of 58 yards to set up the last Florida score. He broke it up.
Well, the key to this is the safety. Willie Andrews on his side of the field had to chase a corner route, leaving him no safety help. The ball's thrown on the back shoulder, giving Vanette just enough time to get there and knock it down. Watch the corner out, take 31 out of the play. There's the safety, gone. If that's out in front, it may be a touchdown, but Shackelford has to find a way to hold on to that. He's got both hands on the ball. Vanette, closing speed, gets a hand on it to knock it away.
20.
6 catches on the night for Sonny Shackelford. California has to burn a timeout. First of
charge timeout.
Second
a 30-second timeout. Son of a bitch.
Denny Green, head coach, wishes that his guy had made that catch. Florida Tuskers and California Redwoods coaching staffs are outfitted by Nat Nast. Nat Nast, every man has a story to tell. Story right now, this California ball club ever improving over the last few weeks. Heartbreaking loss to Las Vegas last week, which cost them an opportunity to maybe get into the championship game. They're battling the undefeated Florida Tuskers right now with 4:14 to go in the 4th quarter. This timeout presented by Levi.
Well, Denny Green said it earlier tonight. 4 out of 5 games, they've had the lead at half. What can they do in the second half? Can they finish off one of these drives and win it in the last second?
20.
They'll go shotgun with
Nichols coming.
Corey Ross, the slot man, top of the screen. Here he comes. That's Shackelford, beg your pardon. Boyd flushed. And taken down. Nice job, Josh Cooper. An ankle tackle. Loss of 3.
That's 97.
Ricky Manning Jr. on the blitz this time, unblocked. Chasing Boyd out of the pocket. Just finding ways to get free rushers. Cooper comes up with the tackle off the flush. Pressure on the quarterback.
And force a punt with 3:48 and counting. Willie Andrews back to get it inside the 15-yard line. Gressel low line drive punt. And it takes a Florida bounce. Dies at the 41-yard line. Only 2:09 hang time on a 33-yard punt. It was down by Obafemi Ayambadeja. Don't forget, time to crown a champion in the UFL's premier season. Jim Haslett's Florida Tuskers. They take on Jim Fossil's Las Vegas Locos in the first UFL championship game. It's right here in Versus next Friday, November 27th, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific from Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. Who will win the first championship in UFL history? And it could be these Florida Tuskers. They're in the game, and they're trying to go in as an unbeaten team in this premier season of the UFL. And don't forget, final regular season game tomorrow night, New York Sentinels against the Las Vegas Locos. That's at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on HBNet. 1 yard on that pickup. If you're California, you want to strip the ball. You're grabbing, pulling, fighting, kicking, doing everything.
You've got to have a 3-and-out at worst. You want a 3-and-out. You'd love the turnover. Time to shut them down. That clock is going to be running.
California has 2 times out remaining. Liam Ezekiel on that last stop.
Give your offense one more opportunity.
Here to throw, hanging in, out pattern too far for the tight end. Penalty flag on that play. Let's join in with Anita Marks with Darius Vanette, who had the long interception return.
Absolutely. If there was a game ball to be handed out at the end of the game, if you guys win, you're definitely the guy to get it. Almost a pick for 6. Boyd tackled you. Now you break up a pass to the tight end to hopefully save a touchdown. Great plays.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to do whatever I could do, to help the team and just trying to make plays when my number's called. So, I mean...
Well, that penalty aids his team, so he's going to like that.
They're putting together a defensive game plan, I guess, for when they head back out onto the field. So
that's live TV, no problem. No problem, live TV.
He did a great job reading the pass pattern, jumping the flat route, and coming up with a big interception.
All right, over that side. The Mike's got the hug. The Mike's got the hug up on the back. We all set with that? Hey, the nickel, the corners, and the safeties.
Sideline report brought to you by AOL Fan House. Handoff up the middle, quick hitter. Boy, good looking run there by Pittman. When he picks up about 6.
When he talks about the Mike linebacker hugging up on the back, when the back blocks, that means the Mike linebacker's going. This is the late hit. This ball's well and gone, hand to the head, and that's what's going to be called. Not a real flagrant thing, but he still slapped him in the head, and it's a penalty.
That cost California some big yardage. 34-27 Florida. 2:43 to go. And let's take a look at the Cutter's Glove catch of the game. Onside kick. Nice shot by Bryant. And Culberson makes a clean catch. Well done. That was the first of 2. Culberson had his hands on the second one. Didn't make the catch, but one of his teammates made the recovery. Let's revisit with Anita and Darius Vanette.
Before we were so rudely interrupted, why don't you share with us exactly what's the game plan going back in?
Just everybody got to play their man. We got to step it up in the secondary and just try to keep them out the end zone. We're about 2 minutes left, so we just got to try our best to keep them out of the end zone.
Well, I was in the locker room. Head coach Jim Haslett was pretty fired up at halftime, and he challenged you guys. He said, you guys got to man up. So, and you definitely have stepped up to the task.
Yeah, that's Has always on us. He always telling us to man up. Everybody have to be accountable. So, just came out and, we had a little talk in the locker room in halftime, and we just had to come out and everybody had to man up, be accountable for your guy and your responsibility.
Well, good luck. If you guys win, again, you're getting the game ball, my friend. All right, back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Anita. 34-27. Another timeout called by California. They're done. That's it for their complement of timeouts. And UFL fans, UFL wants your input for its premier season year-end awards. You're part of the history of this great league. And cast your vote at UFL-football.com for the UFL's Motorola season MVP and Men's Warehouse Coach of the Year. Danny Green's team at 2-3. Florida trying to remain unbeaten, try to go unbeaten in this regular season. Florida had a bad start in terms of converting third downs. 0 for 5, but since then, 3 of the last 4 they've converted. Tuskers feeling really good about themselves. Up a touchdown. And the football, and California without a timeout. Pittman's going to want to stay in bounds. He takes a punishment. Loose ball right in front of the California bench. And the Redwoods have recovered. Jason Stewart, second time tonight, he gets his hands on the football.
How about that? Coming up with a play when you need it. 3rd and short. Florida trying to milk the game away by picking up a first down. And this Redwood defense comes up strong.
Second turnover.
Stewart.
Second turnover by Florida. Pittman, he wanted to just stay in bounds. And good play by 98. That was a great play by Earl Cochran to spin him around and shook that football free.
Phenomenal job. Reaches around with the right arm for the ball to come out. Stewart diving on it, just in bounds. How many games do you think he's played in his career as a defensive nose tackle and touched the ball twice?
That's amazing. Inside it. Well, we got 2:28 to go. We're going to take a look, review. And the question is this ball recovered in bounds? I believe it is. Clearly, there's the fumble. And big fella Stewart sees it. Boom, he's got it right there. It's good to go. Florida challenging. Dave Kataya, the referee.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about this. He has control of the ball, and he slides out of bounds.
No doubt about it. But you know what? Take a look.
Hey, if I'm Florida, I'm challenging.
Oh, absolutely.
He might find something else. He might have had his knee down. He might have, find something there for me, will you, Mr. Referee?
You got to time your Jim Haslett. You got a timeout to burn if you lose this, so no big deal.
Tell you what, Pittman would have been down, but he landed on a defender, and the ball bounces out.
34-27. This has been one heck of a ball game. 3 ties, 4 lead changes.
And it's about to get better.
You hear Jim Haslett say, hey, make sure that you know they're going to go for 2 to win the game. If they get a score.
Well, we have not seen an overtime game in which, in our league here in the UFL, both teams would get an opportunity to possess the ball. But I do have a feeling that Denny might go for the 2 and the win right away. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Very much so.
Let's see what happens on the review. Well, just in case they were to get to overtime, the coin toss for possession, and then each team will get the opportunity. So if you take the kickoff and march it the length of the field, you're going to have to kick the ball off.
After further review, the field stands. Florida is charged with a timeout and a challenge.
So California's going to have its first drive starting in Florida territory. First one tonight.
That's a short field, boss. 47 yards to tie this game up or go for a win.
Well, Lowry's been as hot a hand as Shane Boyd has had all night. He tried to go to him last time they had the ball, and Vanette picked it off. Shackelford's had a good night.
Well, Shackelford's made a bunch of big plays on hard play action and crossing, but those plays are out of the game now in this situation. This is a pure passing attack. Screens and draws still come into play.
Double wides both sides. Dropped by Joe West. He jumped. Probably didn't have to. Culberson covering for Florida. 34-27. Second down and 10 coming up. Doug Gabriel back in the game. 5th California drop. This ball club has really shown heart coming down the stretch here in this UFL Premier season. Now they want a W. Boyd steps into the throw. Crossing pattern, far side, 45-yard line. That's Glenn Holt at the catch. Picks up 4. California does not have a timeout. We will get a stoppage here with the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they... Boyd's going to watch it go down to the 2-minute warning.
You would like to have gotten that play snapped. You really would have liked to have gotten an extra play there because the clock would stop afterwards no matter what. In fact, that's a great time to run screen or draw because if it's tackled in bounds, the clock's going to stop anyway.
2 minutes to go in this ball game. Tuskers 34, Redwoods 27. Back to AT&T Park in San Francisco right after this. 34-27. Game on the line here in this series. This copyrighted telecast is a presentation of the United Football League. Any use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the UFL is prohibited. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie in the booth on the sideline. Cordell Stewart, Anita Marks. What are we looking for here?
We're looking for a motion guy coming in. Probably be Gabriel from the top of the screen, coming in motion and coming across the field underneath on the underneath coverage and man-to-man coverage.
There's Gabriel in motion. It's coming. Boyd had it, lost it, dropped it. That's a fumble. See who comes up with it. Florida's got the football, and that is your ball game with a .45 to go. Josh Cooper with the recovery. Second turnover by California. 54, Culberson created the fumble.
Here comes Gabriel across, and this ball's got to be gone. It's straight man-to-man coverage. Your read's pretty plain and simple. Get rid of the football. Culberson, another big play. Delivers the blow, knocks the ball free. Determines the game.
Florida Tuskers 149 away from completing an unbeaten regular season. They're already in the championship game next week against Las Vegas. They go into the victory formation. California does not have a timeout.
And 54 right.
Claude Roden, the big man, inside defensive tackle, did, I believe, a cartwheel after the fumble recovery. A little finesse there from the big dog. Florida and Vegas next week.
Championship game is going to be fun. It'll be 12 noon start Pacific time. Al Roberts' unit, the special teams crew, couple of onside kicks. Tremendous return yardage tonight.
Great year. Yeah. Undefeated. Phenomenal. And a great effort tonight by California, playing for basically just pride.
And it's about the third game in a row they've really played their tails off and got nothing to show for.
And nothing to show. Right down to the wire.
Total yards tonight, 304 for Florida, 351. Florida outgained by California. And that's going to be another heartbreaker for Denny Green's crew. They took Las Vegas to the wire last week, had a fumble inside the 10 by Corey Ross that cost them the ball game. So Jim Haslett's crew's going to go 6-0. And the California Redwoods will finish at 2-4.
Shane Boyd had a phenomenal first half, only 10 of 20 in the second half, and then at the end of the ball game, an interception and a fumble. So he had a couple plays go negative on him, but phenomenal effort.
And that'll do it right there. That is your ball game here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Final score, the Florida Tuskers 34, the California Redwoods 27. Jim Haslett's Tuskers go to the championship game next week unbeaten. Denny Green's team, the Redwoods, finish at 2-4. We'll be back with the final wrap here in San Francisco right after this. It's the UFL on Versus, presented by Men's Warehouse. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Quick Hits, change the game, by Control Dynamics, by Custom Bite, the only off-the-shelf custom mouth guard, and by GetUFL.com. It's all about you. Back here in San Francisco, Florida finishes the season unbeaten. Anita Marks standing by with Jim Haslett.
Coach, an exciting game for UFL fans. However, I'm sure a little too close for comfort for you.
Yeah, we didn't play the best game, but obviously we came out with the win, so that was important. Darius Vanette made the big play that, finally got us going a little bit. But, yeah, we got things that we got to clean up this week, and we got to get healthy. We got a bunch of guys nicked up and hurt this week, so we got a way to go for next week.
Now, next Friday night, Las Vegas, the championship against the Locos. How excited are you for this game?
Well, it'll be a great game. That's a good football team, and this is the third time we've played them. It's hard to beat, somebody 3 times, especially on their home field. And we've kind of had the short hand against them every time. But you know what? It'll be a good game, and it'll be fun to watch. And hopefully we get a big crowd out there. And I think it'll be a good football game to come out to.
Well, good luck next Friday night.
All right, thank you.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. Thank you, Jim Haslett, and congratulations. An outstanding season. We enjoyed watching guys like Corey Ross. Time now for the StubHub fan favorite play of the game, and what a moment it was. California trying to get the lead, and Vanette steps in. 58 yards in a return. It set up Michael Pittman's second TD run. That gave Florida the 34-27 lead at the 6-minute mark. It's all Tuskers.
Warriors just laying in the weeds, had seen a lot of man coverage. It was zone. Vanette jumps in front, takes it the other way. Big play of the game.
UFL fans, beginning Monday, November 22nd, you can visit the UFL's website, vote for your StubHub fan favorite play of the year. Remember to visit UFL-football.com to cast your vote. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. A great regular season. We look forward to next week's championship game on Thanksgiving Friday. What a matchup. Las Vegas against Florida. Final score from here in San Francisco. Florida 34, California 27. Florida goes unbeaten in the UFL Premier season. Join us Friday, November 27th, special time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. Florida Tuskers take on the Las Vegas Locos in the very first UFL championship game. Don't miss this historic game. For Doug Flutie, Anita Marks, and Cordell Stewart, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Sims saying so long from San Francisco. You've been watching the premier season of the UFL on Versus. Good night, everybody.